Oh yeah. Gotta do up the hair. Feeling fresh? Feeling slightly moist. It's a really moisty day today, actually, in Melbourne. But nonetheless, I am here and welcome everyone. Welcome to the show. Tonight I have a LPL Evolution Valorant game for you guys. It will be a best of three, and it will be between Nebula versus Bizarre Gaming. Now, Nebula, you know who these guys are. I've casted them plenty of times in the past. And tonight their lineup consists of, well, the new lineup actually: Berksy, Jesse, Rorals, Dragon, and Fevar. I'm a little bit sad that Minimize he's not playing, but what can you do? The world's not perfect. Meanwhile, for Bizarre Gaming, we do have Pure, Tycho, Kiyu, Bunix2, and Arya. Now you may be wondering, hey, these names sound really familiar. Who are they? Well, actually, Bizarre Gaming, they were ex-Bandits esports club players, and before that, I think they were Team IQ. So yeah, they've had quite a run of like different team names, yada yada yada. But nonetheless, we are here today, and they are going to be duking it out across 3 maps for in the Evolution League. Map 1, Haven. Map 2, Bind. Map 3, Ascent. And yeah, we should be getting into the game right now. So checking the players are ready. Starting off, map 1, Haven, Nebula on the defense, and Bizarre Gaming on the attack. Teams are ready. I will be loading in right now. Well, just give me a second. There we go. Alright. So, Crash here will be joining us actually map 2, I hope. So for map 1, you guys will have to bear with my observing while I cast at the same time. Hopefully it's not too bad. I used to do it when I first started off. And also guys, do let me know if the stream is a little bit laggy. When I checked it on my end, it seems to be alright. I haven't opened Twitch. Oh wow, and look at this right off the bat. Bizarre Gaming. Defenders. They've already, wait no, Bizarre Gaming on the attackers, sorry. It keeps getting switched over. Pure, Tycho, Q, Bunix2, and Arya, they've already locked in all the agents, and we're seeing what I think is a mirror matchup. This is actually a really good meta composition for a Haven Phoenix with his ultimate, the run it back. It allows you to have that extra manpower whenever you have it on. Perfect. Meanwhile, Jet, of course, you have to have Jet. Long distance sightlines, the Jet smokes, the blades, and the operator. Never forget that. And also, let's see. Let me pull up the observer view. And also, Cypher, which can be interchanged with Killjoy, I believe, on Haven. It's not too bad, but teams already right off the bat, they've called a technical timeout because Jesse's incident has absolutely killed itself. And Omen, of course, Haven being 3 sites. You have to have Omen over Brimstone. Brimstone's is a little iPad. He can only deploy his smokes across a certain distance. So, in all situations, it's not ideal for a map this big. Omen, of course, has the advantage. And Sova, the quintessential agent for Haven. You can't play Haven without Sova. The recon arrows, the Hunter's Fury, the post-blind situations. Man, nothing they can say. Well, actually, I was saying like how I prefer Omen over Brimstone on this map. Brimstone, however, does have the Molotov, so sometimes those lineups, they can get pretty nutty. So you guys, just hang on. The players were sitting around, just waiting for Jesse to fix his internet before we actually do get into the game. And of course, guys, I'm still trying to get the hang of, microphone gain levels, this, that, yada, yada. So do let me know if my mic is a little bit too loud or a little bit too quiet. I can adjust it on the fly accordingly. And, actually, quite a few of the players are having internet issues. So what is going on tonight? Kiyu, you can see his ping spiking up, and Bunix too as well. Arya, staying at a consistent 60. I'm just gonna go ask the teams if we should have changed the server. Well, no, the players, they seem to be insistent on playing this out no matter what. They're just having a little bit of banter. Jesse, come on, man. Where are you? Oh, he seems to be back. I hope. Perfect. And now the match will be underway. Finally, map 1, of course. Haven. Bizarre Gaming starting on the attack, and Nebula on the defense. Server recon arrow is going to get pumped out ASAP. Oh, come on. This timer. It takes quite a while, doesn't it? And guys, Nebula, also one thing. Teams, please go contact VLR.GG or Spike.GG to update your team rosters or your match histories. It helps us casters so much when we have to search up your past game information. Nothing on Bizarre from 2 sides I checked, and Nebula, well, there's something, but the lineup isn't quite accurate. Dragon, already first one on engagement, sees quite a few players of Bizarre Gaming out C long, and has to fall back, playing off course with the Omen, and there we go, he's already paranoid, he's hiding on side, Dragon needs assistance ASAP, and rolls good for 1 onto Arya, Dragon a second, here comes the flash, it doesn't matter though, Dragon still fighting for heaven and hell, 3 bullets left, Tycho takes him down, and there's only 2 players left, rolls, walks up, and slaps Tycho on the side of his head. Nebula, they take round 1, 4 players standing, 2 tagged low, but it doesn't matter, they're fine. Nebula, to be honest, actually, that round, it went by sort of quickly. I don't think I saw a recon arrow come out from Bizarre. If it did, then maybe it got popped a little bit too early. The team of Bizarre, they weren't pushing on as fast as I would have liked off of a lot of utility. And Nebula, the rotations came out, and of course, Dragon and Royals just holding down the fort, tapping away at heads.
Standing ahead.
Round 2 now. Of course, Nebula, they will have SMGs at half-by. Jesse's arrow gets destroyed. He's making a huge call. He hears audio as well. Arya, the recon arrow. Ooh, it does scan Jesse, so he has been exposed. But Rolls is on high angle there to cover Jesse if need be. There you go. Rolls actually covering the side. Meanwhile, Jesse covers the short angle. And between the 2 of them, it's just a mow down. Rolls for 2, 3, I don't even know. Brooksy joins in. Flawless round for Nebula. Not a single lick of damage to all the players. Not bad. Well, Bizarre, at least you got that second round done and dusted pretty quickly. Ideally, they will have managed to swarm onto site, get a few kills, do damage, and plant the spike. But the world isn't perfect, so they're going to have to make do with a flawless round, investing everything now into this full buy. Rifles of the way, Tycho. 4 out of 6 for the runner back, and as I was saying earlier, when Phoenix has the runner back online for any team on either side, it's a huge boon going their way. Oh, I like that, actually. Fever. He's not detected yet, but this is really close. Arya, oh, just keeps holding the spray and takes down Fever. Arya, good for 1 already on Bizarre. Bizarre Gaming up to a good start. A little bit of no, though. There's more players pushing up. Burls on the receiving end of that 7.62mm round coming out the barrel of Kiyu's Vandal. Dragon gets detected. Perhaps it is bait. And a rotation has come out in the form of Jesse. Jesse staring out C long, sees nothing there. Berksy has some idea that rotation might be coming through. That's a really long toss, actually, from the camera. I didn't know you could do that. And it does seem, overall, Bizarre, they will be pushing A with a split take, short and long. And here we go, 20 minutes to sight. Berksy, you have a few traps, but he is being patient right now. Bunix 2 on the lurk, catches out Jesse there. Dragon, actually, on the Bunix 2. Jet on Jet trades. 2v4 for Nebula on the retake. Not much utility to work with. No flashes, especially. So to retake site, it's going to be quite the task and a half. Kiyu in position.
Cover going out.
Still has the paranoia to work with as well. No dearie me, Berksy, first point on engagement. By himself though. Perhaps going for some kills and letting Bunix 2 save a rifle. Yep, Kiyu lying awake. Berksy can't check that many angles at once. He's only 1 player after all. Dragon will let his teammate go down while he saves that 2.9k rifle. If you can't beat him, then just save. It doesn't matter. Plus, look at the economy actually of Nebula. They will be able to afford into the next round full armor and rifles. It doesn't matter what happens. They wouldn't lose this round. It's cool. It's chill. But Dragon surviving with full armor, utility. Ooh, and manages to save a Vandal. He could potentially drop it to one of his teammates and buy the operator. Here we go. Just as I say, Dragon, you read my mind. Or he's listening. These script writers you see there. We're in cahoots. Bizarre. They won their first buy round. I think only losing 1 player. So not a huge deal, but winning your first buy round as it should be. But however, this time Nebula, already an operator. Bizarre may or may not see this coming. They don't have task vision the same way I do. But hey, if your brain is big enough, you are bound to figure it out. Arya. Early Owl drone. Now, she won't see the camera. She does spot out the Cypher though. Berksy. And instantly, Owl drone gets taken down. No, there are at least 2 players playing around the C angle. Phoenix on Phoenix. Fever and Tygle. Both on the opposing ends of Garage. Oh, but here we go. Dragon, this is the operator that we were talking about earlier. Yeah, baby! Good for 1. Kiyu didn't see that coming. Get slapped in his face. And now, a Cloud Burst and a Cyber Cage just to retrieve the spike. Use 1. Communications, please. Because you've lost your major smoker. Any source of smokes, well, or at least, let's call them smokes. It's going to be so precious. Now, Fever, there's quite a few players in the garage angle. Fever, you got to be ready. There's 3 players watching the angle. Fever. Oh, here we go. Hot hands, and spots nothing out. He will go and play the safe game. Meanwhile, Berksy on site along with Rolls. Can they hold down the fort? The flash actually was good, and Rolls, he gets taken down. Sweet. Tygle, good for 2 with teamwork from Bunix too. What a good, a curveball actually. A single curveball and made that big of a difference. Now Tygle, you can walk inside that fire and heal yourself. 13 HP. Just a little bit of a buff. Dragon and Jesse, the last 2 players left. Dragon, good for the early pick, but turns out bizarre, they didn't even need the Omen smokes. Ooh, first one of engagement, and no! Dragon, did he use his dash? I'm not too sure. He just hesitated, and Tygle just swings the corner and takes them down. That's a $5,000 operator, and Tygle has picked up Nebula. This transfer of wealth. You thought GameStop, that was the biggest transfer of wealth in history? No, that was. Nebula, it does sting a little bit, I will admit, losing their first proper buy round. Bizarre, they've tied it up now. 2-on-2. Burls on the Marshall. Can he land some hard-hitting headshots? Dragon actually does have the Blade Storms and indeed pops it ASAP. He will be the hard carry for his team this round. Should he manage to get some quick kills with it? Will help out Nebula. And look at that Owl drone, so resilient. Takes a Marshall shot and still standing. Jesse, Owl drone of his own. Somewhat clears mid, hits footsteps, spots out Arya, and that's all he will be good for. Meanwhile, it will be a Cypher on Cypher. Spy versus Spy, intel gathering routine across the A site. Pure. Just biding his time, not even picking up that ultimate orb. Not that he has to, though. But Berksy, he will have a tall task ahead of him with only a frenzy, limited utility, and the push is indeed coming his way. Oh, please, Dragon, you gotta help him out. Indeed. Now, Dragon, I have a clip actually in my casting reel of him popping up, getting 3 kills right here in the same situation. But Berksy engaging, good spray down onto the opposing Cypher. And Dragon, that's the last one. You have to land the headshot and misses indeed. Kiyu swings around the corner, good for 2. Nebula, they have inferior guns and quite a few players. And Bunix too, catches Jets and just pushing out. I think the gun barrel of the Bucky was exposed. And Fever running through, great headshot, looking for a second now. Spraying through, limited ammo, has nothing left. Picks up the Bucky, blind, takes down Arya. Oh my god, how's that happen? Arya! You weren't blinded, Fever was! Burls by himself. 1 in the chamber on the Marshall. However, the opposing Omen is tagged very low. It will be 1 shot, but the Jet is the real problem. Has to land a full headshot. But then again, ooh! There you go. Your small sniper rifle versus the big one? Yeah, not a match. And not only that, actually, Bunix too, using the operator kindly donated by Dragon a few rounds ago, and Fever, man, I would say that could actually go into a highlight of sorts. Really good play by him earlier. Clean shot, starting off with the Sheriff. They almost had a potential comeback. They almost had a decent chance of retaking sites, but unfortunately, Nebula, some of the players, just a little bit too angsty and pushed on without waiting for back from the team. Ooh, good bar feed by Dragons, takes down Tygle and still manages to dash out away. But that hot hands wasn't fast enough to land. I was flying through the air. I definitely don't think Tygle saw it coming. Now Tygle, being dead this early in the round, was the runner back available to him, to his team? Not the ideal situation. Out of all the how should I say, the most impactful ultimates in this game, I do think that actually the running back on Phoenix is probably really high up there. Top 3. Has got to be. Killjoy's one is also really good.
Shot that.
Once again, it does seem actually bizarre. They have an interesting trend of showing aggression towards C, maybe mid, just getting some intel, poking and prodding, but they always resort to go back to A. But however, this time, Berksy, he won't be playing on-site, and instead, playing in heaven, using his util, waiting for a rotation to come out. If he can get a pick with his utility, it will favor his team. Any sub traps? Berksy's waiting. Oh, actually, that's a good recon arrow, but Berksy couldn't capitalize off of it. Oh, no. No, there's a jet up top now. Come on, let's go. Run it back from B-Bar. There we go, baby. You've got our shot, but can he get any more? He's been blinded back and forth. He's just pushing hard. Spots out Arya. They just take Arya down. Q, you can't get rid of that running back. And Dragon with a snipe. And it's just, it's still be lining up blue and red. B-Bar again pushing into the smoke. Gets for his teammate though. Looks the wrong way. Spins around. Still catches Pure. Pure, you can't be missing those shots. B-Bar was 60 HP. Either he was already 60 or he got tagged down to 60. But Nebula, fantastic retake. Lighting up the scoreboard. Lighting up the kill feed, I mean. And Dragon, Operator, he manages to hold on to it this time. These teams going back and forth. 3-3 now. Bizarre, he had a good 3-round streak. But now, Nebula, they're retaking momentum. Economy-wise, both teams, it's relatively even. However, if Nebula, I do think they lose this round, they will be forced into another eco. So they definitely will be looking to play safe and win this round. It'll be in their best interests. Dragon gets spotted out by the Owl drone, and he definitely can't commit to a repeat after that. It's too risky. Recon arrow coming out from Arya. Won't spot out anything. Dragon pops it ASAP. Heard it coming from a mile away.
Joke's over. You're dead.
Bevar. Ooh. Same position now. Does he see the other Tycho? Just jumps up in his face off the running back and takes down Bevar. That's a heavy hitter already gone.
No charges left.
Being pulled out from Jesse. Doesn't look at anything. That was Dragon still fighting on the side. Dragon. Oh, actually rolls solo to what they needed. But Dragon lands shot to Arya. Bizarre Gaming. 2v4. Occupation, and that's a really good shot side actually from Jesse. It tagged down Tycho. I didn't actually think he would get tagged down like that. But goodness gracious me. Pure, I think Berksy would have seen something. No, he doesn't. Pure versus Berksy. Berksy sees it first, and Pure didn't have the advantage in that situation at all. Nebula, they do win this round, and the economy is safe for now. Nothing's crashed. Bizarre, off of winning 3 previously, and getting a few kills here and there. Their team will still be able to buy in this round, but no operators needed. However, 4 ultimates on their side. Berksy, of course, for Nebula with the run it back. I mean, with the neural theft. However, very situational. He needs a fresh dead body. Bizarre, however, PU from the Shadows TP. That's great on Haven for a cross-map play. You can TP to Heaven, TP to defend the spawn. You can TP to back C. Binding Sleep the Blades. You don't have to use it, but Arya, the Hunter's Fury. Now, I'm hoping that she does
Scanning ahead.
recon arrow, but oh, Dragon pushing up so aggressively. Good recon arrow pop. So Arya just can't get anything to happen just yet.
Enemy marked.
Aldron from Jesse spots out at least one player mid. And Fever, same position. Curveball. Ready and waiting. Bizarre, what do? You poked and prodded around, but do you always resort back to A? That's the question, because after a certain point, Nebula, they will see this coming, and that's also what we see coming right now. The players of Bizarre slowly sneaking over, and Tycho, no, by himself gets taken down. That's the only source of major flashes on Bizarre. Already gone. Berksy early peak, but however, Bizarre couldn't. Ooh, I was gonna say couldn't punish him, but Pure, a single bullet through the wall, catches Berksy in the back of his head. He didn't see that one coming. 4 on 4, the numbers are even. Onyxu pumps out the Blade Storms. He's ready to duke it out point blank. Beaver, good single tap actually. Bunix2 throws a blade out. 4 left. You have to ration those, baby. Bunix2 got the peak hard. He gets flashed by Beaver. Beaver, perfect timing. coordination with his teammates. Jesse, the recon arrow. Now they're starting to swarm sites. They have a Kiyu holding the smoke now, and Jesse walks right into the hot hands. And Kiyu gets caught by surprise. Aria Hunter's Fury, too late! You get shot that got one, but then the run it back. I mean, the Hunter's Fury. Ah, dearie me, couldn't get anything more. Fever ending that round with 4 kills for Nebula. I can't believe it. And also to quickly address the chat. Yeah, welcome, Crash. Yes, you do have a diamond. Why not? Bizarre, they're calling out a tactical timeouts. Now, this is actually really good, guys, because in Valorant's evolution, in fact, in the LPL games, everyone, you do have the ability to call timeouts. That's 3 tactical timeouts, I think, per game or per half. Don't quote me. And also 2 technical timeouts. Oh, no, I think it's 1 technical per half. I'm not too sure. You got to recite the rulebook to me. I don't play. But, look. Use your timeouts, guys. If you're serious about winning, use them. As they are doing now. Granted, it's a technical, but they can also take this opportunity to revise and talk to each other. What is going on? What's going wrong with our offense? Why aren't we taking rounds off of Nebula? Bizarre, actually, in that round, they invested 2 ultimates, the Blade Storms and the Hunter's Fury, and really didn't get much value out of it. Bunnex too, I don't recall a single kill. Well, yeah, exactly, he didn't get a single kill because Fever just pumps that curveball right in his face and just, you know, taps him down in front of him. Fever now this time, the run back of his own in return, dragging the Blade Storms. Berksy still hanging on to the Neural Theft. Don't worry about it. No stress just yet. Only 4 rounds left. Only 4 rounds left in the first half. You can always save it for the second. But Fever, judging by his positioning and by what I hope Nebula has been able to catch onto Bizarre, is Bizarre. They tend to play mid. They play defaults early round. Maybe get a few ult orbs. So Fever, he might be looking to capitalize off of the information. Use a runner back early on, push out a garage, get some intel, get a few picks, ideally. But this time Bizarre, judging from what we see on the map, actually, going for a full 5-man A take. But that's just theory. Oh, yeah, Aria's just restarting her laptop, so let's just be a little bit patient while she gets onto that. And well, guys, we are just waiting around. I'm not the best color analyst, but I gave you the insight that I could. That previous round, it just seems that Bizarre. The reason I think they couldn't quite hold down the sights is, I really have to say, I don't think their teamwork or coordination that round was exactly that good. I'm sure Aria was saying that she'll be playing far back, that she'll be playing far back off of her Hunter's Fury, so she could play the post plants ultimate. But then again, Bizarre, they were so split up post plants. 2 out long and 2 players on site. Meanwhile, Nebula, they swarmed on and the trades just weren't coming through. Ideally, I do think it's better to have 3 players on site and just leave this over out long, because, look, it might be in your best interest, of course. Tackle of the players of Bizarre, they're pushing on the side now. Berksy, he's still playing in heaven, the same old angle, changing up his camera shot a little bit. That's a really hard spot, catches a few players, he's getting intel. Berksy, are you AFK, man? What's going on? Jesse will with the shock darts.
Camera taken out.
Spike planted.
Doesn't catch anything. Just a tad early. And also, quite a lot of these players, they always like to plant on defaults. Now, I missed that shot there, actually. My camera controls are a little bit iffy. B-bar pushing on the side, run it back. Here we go. Gets one, and Aria by herself again. Far out. Shock dart for one. The defuse was a fake, and both the shock darts do nothing. Aria, you have to push this out solo, manually. Berksy lying in wait. That was why he was in heaven the whole time. He didn't have to do anything, just relay information for his team, and he gets the final kill. That's why he was there. It works out in the end. Calculated. Nebula 6-3 now. Looking really strong. 4 rounds consecutively. The economy, not much to be said there. They have money for days. Dragon, of course, the operator. Oh, it will be in his hands, and I definitely hope he won't give it up this easily this time round. Bizarre. Half by Sheriffs. on their side. They have lost four in a row after all. Their
Honestly?
3-round streak won't benefit them any longer. The Cyphers, actually, I want to point out, they've still been holding on to their neural thefts for quite a while. Just haven't found the correct opportunity to use it.
Scanning
I
ahead.
don't blame them, though. Personally, as a Cypher player myself, running out and perhaps throwing the neural theft out, it's a ball maneuver sometimes. Jesse, he will spot out a few players. Well, only one, actually. Aria's Elder will catch Jesse instead. So, Bizarre, they know there's at least one player on site. Bizarre, could this be their first B take coming through? Fun. What do you think is way to the side? It's good paranoia, though! And there we go. Backup has arrived. Jesse good for one. Bro, getting a second. Bunix 2. Narrowly missing that shot. Jesse pushes it. Denies Aria off the plant. He sprays down B-Bar. 2v4 again. Maybe. You have a rifle in hand on PU. Quick fire land the shot. Pure good for one. Good for two. Pure maybe a third, but runs out of ammo. One more bullet in that revolver. And he would have managed to land the kill as well onto Rurals. But it just wasn't meant to be. It's not like the movies, in which your pistol, even a revolver, can fire off 20 shots before reloading. This is Valorant, and the Sheriff only packs 6. Bizarre, they lost that round. Now they will actually put Bunix 2 on the Operator. I have mixed feelings about this. It's good, actually, long range, especially when you are on Jet. But on the attacking side, I tend to dislike the Operator because it's just... It's hard to use when as the attackers, you're meant to aggress the far into sight. Dragon, he's pushed deep to it and catches out Pure. That's your flanks open for Bizarre. And the Cypher actually isn't playing on the A sites this time for Nebula. Brooksy rotated over to C. I like this now. Bizarre Gaming once again. Down a player. Tykel. You should know that Fever plays the same angle all the time. Tykel doesn't dodge the flash, and oh my god, Tykel, he was blinded by everything. First the purple, and then the paranoia. Jesse, Hunter, manages to take down Q. That's the spike launcher. Spike carrier gone. Rolls now back his way onto site. Notices the player back site. The recon run from Jesse. Rolls, spots out the jump, the cape. They know that two players are towards. Dragon, what was that? Jumping on the side now. Aria by herself. Dragon for 3. Catching Aria off of Jesse's shock dart. Wow. Nebula, they are really on a roll now. 8-3. The pain train is not stopping anywhere. There are no stops. It's going all the way to 13 at this rate. 6 in a row now. This is late game as well. Nebula, the first half was entirely theirs. Bizarre. Well, it would obviously be in their best interest to win the final round, but at this rate, I don't think Nebula is willing to give anything up. Double Operator now. Rural's going to play a high angle, and Jesse, surely not the same angle with Rural's. It doesn't make much sense. Rural's actually, I do think he will be covering the window angle while Jesse goes for the aggressive peek. Dragon, here we go. Flying away. On Jet, and Rural's was there to the backup Tykel, and Dragon still unscathed. Fantastic teamwork. Pure. The camera doesn't really catch anything. And Bizarre, again, you've lost another player. Tykel, Phoenix, run it back. Huge boon. Dead and dusted. Oh, dear me, not like this. Worlds already uses the from the shadows TP, gets intel that there are players of Bizarre outside A-Long. He doesn't spot it. How many? B-Bar. Still sitting on the AC sites with backup, of course, from Brooksy. B-Bar, good! Actually, Flash takes down Aria. And dear me, this is what I mean. Bizarre, they're not pushing necessarily as an entire unit. Aria went on by herself. The recon arrow was for north, and she gets taken down. Bunix 2 still trading around mid. B-Bar good for 2 down. This guy's on a roll. Bizarre, 30 seconds left, and the spike has nowhere near any sight.
30 seconds left.
You're going to have to try carrier and regroup with his teammates, Bunix 2. But look, like I said, Nebula, they're not letting Bizarre get anything this first half. Bunnings still got to walk on, and I do think Jesse is it lying away. Oh, the Phantom good for one. Apparently it was for North. Jesse cleans up Bazaar. 9-3 first half going for Nebula. We're going into the second. And dearie me, have Nebula really laid out the groundwork for this map 1. 13 to win, 4 more, and that will be sweet. Berksy, the Cypher on 5 kills, the Trap Master. It doesn't matter though, because it's his job to get intel and watch his team's flanks to an extent. Meanwhile, Fever, my god, this guy's been having the time of his life recently. I think last night for the Events Over Time cast, we saw this guy get 3 clean taps. I was losing my marbles. Because only Kyu to be on double digits. Arya on 2. The Initiator, Sova, perhaps just struggling a little bit. But the sides are switched, so it's a different story now. Tycho by himself. Oh, the hot hands. Game sense tells him I should throw this down now. But it was for North, because Nebula will be swarming us on the B side. They have one player actually, Yeoman. Kyu holding something smoke. It might just push out aggressively. Oh, it doesn't quite actually pick up properly. Gets a good deep though. And Fever, the bullets are flying back and forth. And this is absolute chaos on site. Nebula, Jesse, onto another, and Berksy spraying through the smoke, takes out Bunnings too. Arya finally takes down Jesse, Sova on Sova. But the damage has been done. 2v4 Bazaar. You don't have much utility to work with, Arya. Recon arrow may detect a few, but woo! Actually, it detects nothing. Arya has no clue where the players are. The crossfire, she pushes out, and yeah, that was not the end of her. Berksy, of course, lying away, and of course, Pure, no chance for him to do anything. Rolls from long distance. James Bond style sniped him down. Well, Nebula, they won that pistol round pretty handily, if I do say so myself. Bazaar. The question right now is, do you go for the Force, YOLO it at this point, or do you still save and let Nebula be on 11-3? This is a very tough map 1 for Bazaar, but again, some teams, they may use the first map as a warm-up. But Nebula, my gosh, they came into this game hot. They were sweating, and the muscles were relaxed. Oh, actually, a double push coming out, C-Long. Oh, doesn't actually get anything because the Cypher Trap from Pure, it managed to save Jesse's life. Even though Jesse was paranoid, it's alright because the Cypher Trap outline, it will show up no matter what. Bunnings 2 pushes down. Here's the rotation. And he has to call for his teammates to run over to the A side ASAP. They may catch one player, Jesse. Bunnings 2 will take advantage of this distraction. Whiffs a few shots, and Tycho, his teammate, does go down as a result. However, Jesse, he is dead. 2v4 again. Shades of the previous round. Bazaar, how do you plan to retake this? Arya has a recon arrow, and Arya by herself now. Berksy for one, rolls for another, and Bazaar, they get cleaned up. Nebula on 11. Bazaar, maybe a tactical timeout is in order because look at the red. Look at the red on the scoreboard. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 in a row for Nebula, and this could potentially be the 10th because Haven, an attack-sided map, in my opinion, because the attackers, they only have to hit a site as a whole unit. Meanwhile, the defenders, they have to be splitting 5 players across 3 sites. Things are rough. Nebula, as you can see, this is what I was talking about. Going as a cohesive unit towards the C site. Arya, the shock darts doesn't really get anything. Only has one left, uses it, catches air. Backup has arrived, and there you go. There's the Owl drone. Kyu wants to take it down, and Fever as we're pushing on. Run it back actually, but Kyu gets caught off guard. And oh my god, Dragon for a 2 now takes down Kyu, and then Arya. Dragon still aggressing, looks for a third, has picked him a vandal of his own. Dragon triple kill going his way. Can he get quadruple and an ace? I want to see it, baby. Cycle fighting around. Dragon wants it, and as a result, pays dearly for his greed. Fever.
One enemy remaining.
Knows what last player is. And should get this kill. Indeed, he does. Pure couldn't clutch it out. 1v3. Now, guys, I get it. You are on 11-3.
Match point.
You guys are feeling great. Confidence is flowing all around. But seriously, that was greedy from Dragon. He got 3. Did amazing work for his team. Realistically, he could have stayed back and played the site post plants. Well, it worked out, so I can't really say too much. Match point now, Nebula. They're not letting anything go. And Bazaar on a 4 spy. A Guardian on Kiyu is the best gun across the whole team. Oh, look. This is such a sweep for Nebula. Bunnix too, watching an angle while Tycho pushes up aggressively. Now, the thing about this is Tycho, if he goes by himself, yeah, no one to trade him out. Dragon takes down the flashes, the sorts of flashes for Bazaar. Bazaar Gaming, again, they lose their Phoenix early round. Nebula, they have so much room to work with now. Triple rotation on the B sides for Bazaar. And then now they are going to actually want to see. This is the right call. Aria, the Aldrone, won't really spot out much. Doesn't even hear Jesse's own Aldrone coming up C long. That Aldrone of his own will spot out most of the players. Dragon already dashing onto the sites. Now on the retake, it's going to be quite rough. Kiyu spraying through the Guardian. Oh, actually, Bunnix with Aria. They managed to get the jump up. 2 players. Broke and Dragon get taken down.
Spike
Nebula,
planted.
they are at a man disadvantage. But okay, interesting TP from Rolls. Spots out one player, cancels it. They know that the Jet is out there. See long, Jesse go for one to Aria. Server on server. Rolls, Paranoia. Didn't quite get you. Kiyu, lands the shot. And it's a clean 1-for-1 trade. Kiyu actually, the Guardian, coming in clutch. Bazaar, they do hang on. 4-12.
This fight is diffused.
That came close though. It came down to 1v1 and Kiyu, man, if you forgot to pick up that rifle towards the end, I would have been slapping my face. Jesse, 17 kills as the Sova. Okay, look, right now what we are seeing on the scoreboard, this is a Sova sandwich, a Sova mirror sandwich. You have your Sova at the top, Jesse for Nebula, and Aria on the other end, and in between them, the 2 slices of bread, you have the lovely matchup that is Nebula and Bazaar. There's more meats on top, and it's veggies at the bottom. Tycho, good flash already. That's actually a really aggressive push coming out from Bunnix 2, and for North. Brooksy gets taken down. Bunnix 2 by himself, couldn't get much. Fevar, the sharpshooter. There's Onyx not holding on side. PU good for 1. Aim and sharp. PU good for 2. Manages to hold down the 4 just a little bit longer. Emergency TP out, but just couldn't quite get the angle. Berksy catches him while he was jumping mid-air. Nebula, 1-man advantage on the offense. Aria, recon arrow in a few seconds. Berks and Shaw take advantage of it. In the air, he's long range spray down. The recoil was too hard to control. Aria by herself, 1v3. She is no stranger to clutch situations. However, this is a bit of a tall order. To check all these angles, makes the sound, and Jesse swings
Attackers
and catches the opposing team's over. 13-4 for Nebula. Map 1 done and dusted. Well, that was actually good from Nebula. I remember casting one of the previous games last night for Events Over Time. They didn't perform this well. And from Bazaar though, this is Bandits ESC. I know how good they can be. They have really good teamwork. Actually, that was on the sense. I've seen crazy stuff from them, but perhaps tonight some technical issues are making the game a little bit rough for some of the players. Aria, her laptop, not quite able to step up to the occasion tonight. 13-4, Nebula. Oof. You love it. And guys, we will be going for a 5-minute break. Don't go away just yet. Map 2, Bind, coming in hot. Alright guys, actually hang on, that's my forehead that you're seeing. Let me just turn that thing off. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? There we go. Done. Okay, everyone, welcome back. That was map 1. Haven already done. Nebula won that handily, 13-3. Bizarre Gaming, maybe that was their warm-up. Along with technical issues, it definitely doesn't help them at all. Teams are ready for map 2 bind. And now, guess who we have joining us? That's right, your favorite observer, Crash OBS. He has changed his Twitter handle from Crash Mate, the mate with 3 A's, to simply Crash OBS. Now Crash, he will be here, and he will be actually doing color analysis for me while he observes. It's something that we want to try out, and it could be fun, just so you guys can hear what he sounds like. Now Crash, you there?
Yeah, I'm definitely here.
There you
Definitely
go.
here.
He's here.
Look, right. So, from what I saw on Twitter a couple of days ago, apparently everyone's a caster now, right? So if everyone's a caster now, that basically means I can be a caster, right? And look,
Why not?
because we might have something in store a little bit later down the line. Don't assume this is me becoming a caster. I'm staying as observing, but look, I want to have a bit of fun when I'm doing this as well, since these are like Evo games, you know, like we're not doing like LPL, like main event or whatever. Right? So I'm allowed to have a bit of fun here. So I hope you guys enjoy this. Look, I just want to break some stuff down for you, you know. I haven't had that coaching brain of mine in work for a bit, so I think this will just be a bit of fun for you fellas at home.
Well, guys, you heard the man, and he's happy, absolutely ecstatic to be his first time doing observing and casting. Oh, guys, map 2, we're gonna be loading in right now. Bind. Now, Crash, walk us through the picks for this map, and what do you think a good meta composition is?
So generally on this map, you see double dive, as I like to call it. I consider Raze and Jet to be, well, whilst they are duelists, they're also dive agents in my opinion, because they both have an entry tool that allows them to take space in front of the rest of your team. So they kind of like dive into the front line and create that space because the enemies have to be focusing on them, right? So if you generally see a Jet or a Raze on this map, look, we're seeing double Server here, double Cypher, double Omen, also double Raze. And we are seeing a Phoenix coming out from Fever here. So this is like a very standard comp. This is like a more NA style coming out from Nebula, I believe it is, where you play like no Jet on this map and you opt for that Phoenix. So the Phoenix obviously has a lot more solo plays with the, I guess, those flashes that really are really more beneficial to himself. You don't really flash your team in with Phoenix. You generally flash yourself. But also a 6-point ultimate to create a lot of space to your team is really, really good. And then Bunnex, you're obviously pulling out the signature Jet. It's going to be looking to get some the operator out. I mean, this is all very standard stuff here. So I'm really interested to see how like the dynamic plays out between the Jet and the Phoenix there. Like what sort of plays we're going to be seeing coming out from Nebula, what sort of plays we're going to be seeing coming out from Bizarre.
Wow. And I thought I talk fast, but thank you. That was actually really
look,
insightful.
I wanted to make sure I can get it all out before the game starts, you know?
Of course.
But yeah, look, me observing and casting, I'm going to keep the casting to a minimum. When there's not much happening on the screen, I'll be talking quite a bit there, but other than that, I do want to make sure you guys are actually seeing the action, because otherwise that would be a little bit awkward, otherwise if you're not seeing the kills.
Absolutely understandable, and thank you, Crash, for that analysis. I've never actually thought about diving into meta that deep, but then again, that's why I'm your play-by-play, and I don't do much color, as you would know. And let's see, I got the overlays changed over, and Nebula, they are up by 1, and camera controls have been handed over to Crash, so he will be walking us through this. Just take the score, actually, for Nebula.
I do want to point out right now this default coming out from Bizarre here. They're doing a bit of a 1-4 here. So what we're going to see right now is if I hover all the way to Aria, that dart is going to basically reveal that there's a player towards showers. So it at least confirms one number here, though. Now that they know that the Cypher's put his camera up into showers, it confirms Cypher's towards his location, right?
Yep.
So this is really interesting, as we are going to be seeing Aria also rotate over towards B. So what this is indicating is that they're going to probably play with her dart and wanting to use that to potentially see if there's anyone in Truco or outside B long to basically just confirm what the numbers are. So this is good from Fever as well. He's managed to grab that orb, and basically having orb control on a map like Bind, or just a lot of the maps in general, is just really, really beneficial, because every single orb is 1 extra point towards your ultimate, and that's just extremely invaluable here. But
absolutely, just like I was saying on the previous map, whichever team has the more ultimates. In fact, in general, whichever team has more ultimates to work with, they'll have the advantage. And now action's coming through right now. Dragon getting a little bit of damage from the opposing team's pain shell, and can't actually quite make it into U-Hole without his own destroying himself. Bizarre, they'll have to hold down the fort because Nebula, they are swarming on. PU good for 1, and the jump shots. Bizarre, what was that? Cycle manages to flick onto Dragon. Nebula, man advantage somewhat. Pure trades right back. 2-on-2 now. Rural's 70 HP. It doesn't matter though. Last 2 players, all the players are 1 headshot away from death. TP coming through. Mass Exodus. And Bizarre. They should be playing post-plant retake. Good actually shot by Jesse there to destroy the Cypher Trap. Not that it would do
Last
much of
player
difference.
standing.
Pure good for 1 and Pure good for 3. Jesse gets taken down first. Rolls follows suit, and Pure hero of the round for Bazaar.
Yeah, that's just a really nice retake. They didn't really want to give Nebula any time to reposition it, because as soon as that spike got planted, right, they're basically stuck on that site, and there was no real window that they could use to be able to get off of that site to reposition and have a better post plant there. So that was a really good timing, capitalized by Bazaar there.
Oh, okay, but then like instead of planting there, where would you actually plant then on
That's
the?
that's not the issue. It's more like, so you know how when you get the spike down, right? It's
Yeah.
like, okay, you need to make sure that your teammate who isn't planting the spike is covering the person planting the spike, right? Since Bazaar decided to retake so early, there was no time to reposition, right? So if there's no time to reposition, they force into these like really uncomfortable fights.
Oh well, crash. There you go. That's why this guy he was ex-coach for round 0, I think. And he still wants to be a coach again. Oh well.
Nah,
I know
look,
history
those
there.
are the CS boys. I didn't think that would be happening there, but yeah.
Oh, that was
I've
CS.
had, well, those guys were the CS boys. I was with
I see.
for a bit, yeah.
Now this round, Nebula they lost the first quite handily, and some of them actually have brought up sheriffs. Meanwhile, Bazaar SMGs all the way, and so far it's just full defaults. Nothing major going on. And in fact, Arya, I don't think I recall seeing an arrow coming out from her early this round, either.
Not too sure about. Yeah, I don't recall either there, but this is really good. How Nebula looking to see if Bazaar is going to be the one to make a mistake here. Because if you have these sort of like weaker guns, you really just want to be making sure that you're not making as many mistakes and you're trying to look away the round there. But since Bazaar's playing so passive, they know that they're in the advantageous round, right? So they want to be able to keep as many members alive as possible here. So this is why they're playing extremely far back and waiting for the enemy to make the first move, because they can play very reactive in this situation.
30 seconds left.
Very, very defensive is right, Arya. You saw those shock darts earlier. They almost caught out Jesse. And now that wallbang was good as well. Arya, I like that recon arrow. And look at Ty. Look at who was that actually trying to get it out. And Arya, Rifle Excellent takes down Arya with his own cake shell. But have a Bazaar. It's a clean sweep for them. Well, it was somewhat to be expected. Nebula. They took too much time actually to get onto the site. They were delayed by utility, the wallbangs early on, and Bazaar 2-0 coming into map 2.
Yeah, look, that was really well done. You see how I mentioned before that since Bazaar wasn't overextending, looking to take random fights into the round, they had a really good hold there. And since they know they have the weapon advantage confirmed like earlier in the round, they're able to basically just like, okay, we know we have these Spectres, we have these SMGs, right? So we're happy to take these fights at close range, and we know we're gonna beat you because you don't have shield and we do.
Well,
Really good
that
coming
is exactly what we saw. And now actually, Arya, the recon arrow being used to confirm the ultimate for herself. She will be 3 out of 7. But however, I think it was Pure, he himself, already has a neural theft, or was very close to having it. But once again, a very situational ultimate. You need a dead body to actually use it on Pure. He will get exposed. And I do think that recon arrow may have only seen just Pure. 3 players of Bazaar rotated over to the B side, but Nebula, they will have rifles this time, and they can play more aggressively.
Yeah, we are gonna see Tikal, I believe that's how you say that, already
Tycool.
push up Tycool, excuse me, push up very aggressive A short here, so this basically allowed them to pull 3 towards B. Actually, speak a little bit quickly there, as we are gonna see Bonix to rotate all the way back over towards A. I guess it's been quite passive towards B for the time being there, and it's definitely gonna be the right read, especially after hearing that footstep with 40 seconds remaining. This is just a really good advantage. Does get checked by Jesse though, which is really, really well done from them though. It's gonna be Bonix who trying to spam some shots through Merc, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's looking that it's going to be ending on A here, Digital.
I do think it is, absolutely.
30 seconds
But right now, Nebula, they managed to get one player to dink slightly, and Bazaar, they're playing really far back defensively again. They are down a player. 3 players in heaven. That's questionable by my standards. The plant is down, Nebula. They have rifles, and will be able to play offside more or less. And actually, I like the buddy system coming out from Bazaar right now. 2 from Pipes and 2 from Heaven, but 3 players of Nebula holding around U-Hole. I'm not too sure what they expect to get to happen. Boom, good one. And Nebula, they're lining up the kill feed. But actually, Bunix too managed to snatch one himself. Beaver. Oh, sharp. Hey, look at that. Taps away onto Bunix too. I think actually last night we saw Beaver go absolutely mental tapping away heads. And this time, he's back.
Yeah, into that hook position from CT holes, I believe. or
Ridiculous.
defend the spawn area. But look, this was I guess not a bad situation to come out from Bazaar. They did take away 2 rifles though, so that's already going to be 2 guns that need to be reinvested from the side of Nebula there.
Yeah.
Generally, back when I was in a team, we had the idea of if we can get 2 guns away on a bonus round, we take away 2 rifles. We're happy to take that as a win. Anything above that's like just a lot better. So we're happy to take away 2 guns. That's what we seem to be like breaking evens the most. But I think this is a pretty decent result coming up from Bazaar so far.
Well, decent result it is. I don't think that paint shell earlier on actually managed to do any damage from Tycho, but they will be able to full buy. Nebula looking to ideally win this round, or else their economy, I think, will be quite broke, and you definitely don't want that early on in the game. But granted, like I was saying, early in the game, losing a few rounds, it's not the biggest deal in the world, but especially when one team gets close to double digits, that's when you have to start sweating. And right now, Nebula on the offense, they managed to steal the orb, I think, out of Showers early. And now they're falling back. It seems to be a V-Tech, and it is right, Dragon, he will get exposed, and rotation could be coming out right now from Bunx2 over to the B side to support Pure.
I think, obviously we have perfect information here and they don't, though, but I think there could have been a world where they take a rotate over towards B a bit earlier, considering Bunx2 is holding a really advanced all the way towards market there. So I mean, like, basically he would generally get a kill there during that whole entire hit, and then just back off, and there'd always be put into a numbers advantage there from that situation. So I think the rotate could have been called out a little bit earlier though, but it's fine now. And we are going to be looking to get into a 5v5 retake kill.
Yep, Buffalo retake, your favorite situation, man. And Pure, his Cypher traps are actually gone, and this hunt has been successful by Nebula. I'm guessing we'll be looking to play on site, I do believe, with assistance from his teammates. Viva! Already good for 1 again. The Star Dragon from Nebula this time. He trades right back. Next Star Dragon down. Dragon good for 1. Can he keep fighting? He's buying time at the very least. And Via plays up with the half back. And whoa! Q and Arya, the tag team. They take down Jesse and rolls clean headshots at distance. Clean, good retake by Bazaar actually.
Thanks.
And Nebula, I do think they will have to come into this round, the next round actually, on a eco or half-buy.
Good thing about this round is, at least, even if they are on half-buy, they're going to have the runner back available for Fever here alongside the Hunters who could get. So they still have some tools available, I'd say, to work with in this round. Also, they have one off of Dragon's Showstopper, I believe that is there. But on the flip side here, Arya also has one off her ultimate, and Pure and Kyu also have theirs in play for this round there. Not really a round-changing one we're going to be seeing coming out from the Cypher there, but Kyu there, that I think it's from the Shadows, I believe. It's a really good tool, especially if you need to do some fast rotates here. I'm surprised Arya is in position towards B long or looking to get into Showers early, considering they are one off their ultimate. I feel like this would be a really good round, especially against these weaker... oh, actually, no, it's the fourth buy, excuse me. Oh, well, I thought it was going to be a bit of a weaker buy there, but look, just regardless, I feel like you should really be playing through. Okay, but Hunter is going to be deployed. That's going to be a kill for Jesse.
Indeed, and actually you pulled the runner back and it gets popped, but I don't think it amounts to much realistically. Bazaar, they are down in player. They've lost that Omen from the Shadows. Kyu is no more, but Bunx2 in heaven with the operator should be waiting for that smoke to expire.
Spike planted.
Waiting to get some clean shots onto Nebula. Aria spots out Fever now in the U-Haul angle. Bazaar, they managed to retake the sites last round, but can they do it again? So double repeat. Fever still holding the site down, and dear me, Nebula looking to juke it out on site. Bunx2, I think he realizes that there is the player towards the Showers angle. Arya takes down Fever actually. That Flameball does him no good whatsoever. The players of Nebula also have to rack up kills, but Bazaar must be outdone. Strikes back, Tycho, good timing, game sense, strikes down Mercy. Rolls, gets another, that's all down to the last player. So low HP, Tycho, what more can he possibly do? And the team from Omen. Tycho couldn't finish the job. Nebula, they do strike back, nipping at the heels of Bazaar 2-3.
Well, I mean, just from what I said before, I guess Nebula also identified the tools they had available going to the round and decided to use them basically instantly, right? They didn't really want to give Bazaar any room to breathe, room to breathe in this round. I mean, they bet the Hunters here extremely early. The drone did come up, managed to tag one though, and that was basically just a free kill to get the entry onto the site, and then Fever just creating so much space with that runner back there. So that was just really good play coming out from Nebula, identifying what they can use to win that round. I guess ultimates can also be seen as a potential win condition for certain rounds coming into this game though, which is something that a bunch of teams don't really realize as well though, but it's good to see that they're capitalizing on the tools available.
Oh, okay, so by a win condition, you might have to talk about it a little bit later. Bunnyx too, and Bazaar. Them to take out Fever and Bertie. That's 2 guns gone now. I do think an ult as well. Not that they really need it, because it's 5 ultimates on the stuff Bazaar. Dragon, I like this paint shell, and we'll catch out. Oh, Aria, who actually ran point blank. There we are, the Cypher is jumping through the air, trying to leap on them. But Dragon, he does catch it coming. Pure. The jump didn't work out in his favor. Nebula 3-on-3, but the Blade Storms still are available. I don't think Bazaar, they should have a rifle in their hands at least, but they didn't actually grab anything off the 2 players that tackled earlier round. They will be following the Jet Blade Storms, and dearie me! Rosen coming, missing that title with 360s, 180s, and takes the clean headshot. Deadeye. Dragon has the showstopper. 2-on-2 now. Jesse on the flank catches out another. Rosen running to by himself. Gets the kill to Dragon, actually. That came dangerously close. But goodness gracious me, Jesse, as long as he managed to stay alive, Nebula, they do tie things up.
I mean, interesting round. Tempo was definitely set pretty early coming out from Bazaar. They managed to get 2 kills starting that round off there, but they just weren't able to capitalize off that as Nebula really decided to pinch them and capitalize on that timing, just getting straight onto the B site and having a really good burst point considering they know they're up against those weaker guns. And I mean, it's one of those situations where Bazaar just didn't have the firepower to get back into that round. So it's just really good hold coming out from Nebula. There was 1 left into the round there, but I think they're fine with that in the end, as they do manage to tie the score up 3-3.
And Bazaar, actually, you know what? They're still holding on to 3 of the ultimates. Aria, the Hunter's Fury. Still, Pure hasn't managed to use the Neural Theft. But the showstopper from Tycho is one mostly interested in them. Bunnyx too. This is the ballsy play. Going to the curveball, but Fever, the swing, still catches Bunnyx 2 out.
I know
No
exactly.
trade coming out. And there we go. A Neural Theft finally being used. Nebula, they're all revealed 2 players actually of Bazaar. All deep inside U-Hall, and rotation coming out real quick. But there's only 1 lone cycle. Pure, good for 1, but the instant clapback from Berkeley. Sights belongs to Nebula.
Oh, that's a really good trip. So basically confirms that one's in vents now. Aria will be deciding to drop the ultimate. Managing to take out Rules actually, and it's going to be going for the 3rd charge. You're not going to be able to find anyone. As the Bruma does manage to find Berkeley here. Decal managed to take out Dragon. It's going to be huge taking out Berkeley, and it's a 1-on-3 for Jesse.
Jesse's Nebula, oh my god, Nebula had the advantage in that post plant. In my opinion, they took Spike relatively easily. They had utility set down, but I actually think the Hunter's Fury from Jesse, it destroyed that Cypher trap. And somehow, bizarre, they managed to just land so many clean shots. Tycho, what was that? A blast pack to kill who was it? To kill Dragon. Ridiculous. You don't see those so often.
Was that the nade? Or was it the blast?
The blast back, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Well, I mean, this is what happens when you don't really burn any of the Rays util early, right? And they're still alive for that retake. They're going to be able to create so much space and force so many awkward fights. Purely because they kind of force you to reposition, or you're just going to have to take damage, right? And that's not something you really want to do. You want to make sure you're trying to put yourself in these really favorable fights. And Rays is just a really good agent to disrupt that type of play.
Well,
this is interesting.
oh no, Bunnyx Super pushes aggressively, catches 2 players, Speed on Dragon, Bunnyx Super 3!
One enemy remaining.
And the 4th message point, why not? It should be easy, but no, the recoil did not help him at all. Roll, 1 HP left. Yeah, Tycho, they're to clean up. Bizarre. Wow, losing only 1 player, and now they regain the momentum in this first half.
So what's really good about that is, if we're gonna have a look at the money here, they don't need to invest the gun onto Bunnyx, since he got 3 kills in that round and he only had 2 ultimate, or points towards the ultimate available. He only needs 1 orb, and then he's gonna be able to get his ultimate online. So they can hold onto the money, they don't need to drop that gun, and if he just believes that he can use the daggers efficiently, he can basically just rock the daggers for the rest of the round. But actually, no, instead they're gonna just be going for the rifle. I thought this would be a play where you just decide to get the daggers out, and then basically next round you can play to buy an operator there, but it doesn't seem like that's gonna be the case.
Yeah, not really actually, because you were hoping that Bunnyx would use the Blade Storm spun instead. They do actually invest in a rifle, which personally I find a little bit safer. But hey, living life dangerously isn't a bad way to go either. But then again, only a 2-round lead. It's probably in your best interests to use a rifle. Nebula, Dragon by himself, and you mentioned earlier actually raised the utility, makes a lot of space for his team, but Bazaar Cycle pushes aggressively, catches out Rurals, who couldn't even react in time. Nebula down a player now. Early TP coming out from Bunnyx too. Questionable, I would say.
I don't know what the plan was for that TP. I can't think of anything that would make sense for that TP to come out. I think I don't know. It had to have been a mistake. Like, there's no way that could have been an actual play, right?
I'm not too sure. Maybe at the best he used the jet dash and just went straight
Well,
through TP. But I didn't hear anything. So
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. Your team doesn't have hook control, right? So if you're going to be going to that teleporter, you're basically going to have to worry about two
Joke's
angles at the
over.
same time.
You're
It's just not
dead.
efficient. It's way too difficult to worry about.
There you go. Deal invested the run it back and Dragon actually blast back his way onto site. Tycho good
enemy
for one,
remaining.
and Tycho actually gets
Spike
3 kills that
down
round.
A.
Invested his ultimate, but it wasn't enough. Kiyu by himself 1v2. The spike is down, and you heard the loud announcer lady. But Nebula, about 10 seconds left. They can either go A or B. B's a bit rough though. And
10
Spike will
seconds
get
left.
slammed down on the A side. Q by himself. Paranoia
Spike
is
planted.
available to use should he choose to invest it. But however, the last 2 players of Nebula, they're not exactly lined up. And this is a crossfire, I do think, of Souls. Kiyu doesn't actually spot anything. Fever doesn't spot him either. Oh, makes his position known. Kiyu, I like this. He's checking the angles, but no, the investment on utility. His back is exposed to Dragon. There you go. Nebula, 4-5.
That was looking really promising for Q, actually. If they managed to just check that pocket angle there, it could have been a much, completely different round, actually, since Fever decided to just kind of get off that angle. I mean, there was a bit of a timing there as well. If Q swung that angle any earlier, right, there's a chance that they get that kill on a Fever, then they basically just need to check all the other angles, right? And it puts it in a one-on-one situation, whilst it's still be holding their paranoia. So generally, if they're just aware enough of being able to check that pocket angle and keeping that in the back of their head as a possibility, that round is extremely winnable. But that timing kind of sealed the deal there.
Yeah, exactly. You saw Fever. He was using the curveball and everything. He was jumping around to U-Haul, and I think that distracted Kiyu at the end of the day to an extent. Oh well. It happened, and that it is what it is. Both teams, full buys. Dragon. Showstopper of his own in the round. Oh, great shot by Arya, taking him down to 75 this early.
I wanna just comment on something real quick. I'm not a fan of how Bizarre just kind of gives up hookah every single round and just relies on this urban smirk, though this dark cover here, right? Because if you don't have clear, let's say I'll call it clear info, right? If you don't have clear info on the other half of the map, right, you're basically just banking off the fact that you have a really good B side hold instead of trying to get any advanced info. That's a really good drone coming out from Arya. They're basically confirming that Dragon is going to be towards that area for the time being. But as he does back off the angle, I'm gonna he's going to regress. They're also burning a shot out in the process. One thing that separates a really good server from a great server is being able to find really good ways to use their utility, right? It's one of those things where it's like, sometimes, even in like very high level games, you'll see someone just go for the recon dot, and then straight after, they're just gonna go straight for the throw, which is basically already confirming what you already knew. But I mean, Dragon is looking to aggress here with the showstopper.
30
Exactly, and he does get 1 kill. Doesn't actually manage to take Arya down. He has to finish it manually. And now Nebula, they're losing players left, right, and center. Q getting another, and the emergency TP from Berksy. They are going to commit towards the B side of Cycle. Oh no, the whip! But Bunix, the chase up actually catches out the last 2 players and drills by himself. Now 1v3. He can't get these kills and plant the spike. Surely, at this point, it will be in his best interest to back off and escape. 3 seconds left. Now, I'm not too sure what World is trying to do here. TP's off the sides. Pretty good angle, actually, I won't lie. But Bunix too, sees the extended leg of World crouched. Yeesh.
Yeah, I mean, I guess at that point he really just wanted to try to do damage to the economy. It looks like they are going to be playing for next round. Here's the bias so weak from Nebula. I mean, probably just a couple of sheriffs, maybe a stinger. We've already got 1 bolt on Dragon. I mean, Fever's already managed to opt for the sheriff here, so they're just going to be looking to play 5 rifles in the next round. And this round, I mean, at this point, what I would think is a good plan here is just try to get both those orbs onto Fever, and then if Fever gets a kill or goes down in this round, then he's going to have his runner back coming into the next round. They're already positioned towards B long here. So this is potentially good if they do put the orb onto Fever, because basically you want to try to get as many little wins out of this round as possible, right? And getting this orb is going to be one of them. So we're going to see if he actually does manage to get that here. Okay, okay, this annoys me. Look, I don't agree with this at all. I feel like you should really just be going for that orb, like someone else really going to achieve in this round.
Oh, but actually Dragon already sprays down Pure, so already off to a decent start off of the slight blunder early on. I do actually agree with the ult orb. You might as well, with all 5 players are there. It's actually really good. Q, he's going to get peaks massively, but Paranoia getting a swing. Actually, don't feel them. Q, good for 1 and trade backs instantaneously. Arya is there. She herself.
Paranoia!
Again, from Worlds. Fantastic work from Worlds, the back of his team. But this is just a cluster fight on site. And Nebula actually somehow they managed to take the round off of a Thrifty. They had nothing that
Last round
and
in the
Bizarre
half.
just checking all the wrong angles and
Weapon here.
I don't know. It was a mysterious round to say the very least.
Well, I guess I'm gonna eat my words because FIFA's now managed to get true ultimate points from that round, right? He managed to get a kill with the Sheriff and also went down, so that's gonna be true ultimate points added to him. And he's already positioned towards the Showers location, so the play coming out here is gonna be able to grab that runner back and basically confirm it going into this round. There is also Arya on 1 point away from their ultimate, and they are positioned towards that B-long area. I guess if there's no one really here to contest her, she will just be able to grab that orb. But it does get taken by her, and that is going to be the Hunter Fury confirmed over of Bizarre.
That Rico and Howard actually went through a the Elder went through a TP, spots out 2 players. Because I was saying earlier, actually, the Cypher Cam only spotted out only the Omen, not the Rays. Oh well, it doesn't matter if he gets 1 kill. Jesse onto another.
No.
Title and Q are gone.
I know
that was
exactly.
no longer dirty. Nebula, 5 players standing, and will manage to have to fight Arya. Like you said earlier, the Hunter Fury gets 2 tags, so that's pretty good actually. Damage is done, but it's still a 3v5 retake.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about this one. I mean, Arya's just getting double swung here. This is going to be very hard round to win. Yeah, that dragon does take out Arya here. Look, I feel like it's pretty safe to call them out of this round, considering they have a Marshal and but the one thing I want to point out coming into that round though is the fact that Bizarre only had true towards A, and both those players were located in Showers, right? So Nebula basically had a really good read coming into this round. They sent 3 all the way up towards A short, and the other 2 players are fighting towards outside Showers. And once they confirmed that the numbers were inside Showers and no one was contesting them on that A site, they're basically just able to pinch those 2 players, and the whole defense is completely crumbled.
Well, Arya, they absolutely read it. Nebula, they absolutely read that situation perfectly. And which, look at that, that was a really clean site win. Numbers are tied up now, 6 on 6. So we're back to where we started. It's the second half. This time Nebula on the defense. Bizarre on the attack, and we saw in the chat just a little banter making fun of FIFA's scoreline. He performed very well in the previous map, but this one he's struggling just a little bit, especially as the entry fragger duelist for Nebula.
Okay, this is a really standard play. You put the camera up towards outside the teleport, and you basically have someone with a flash that's ready to basically swing that angle after the camera makes contact. This is also good. Farming ultimate orbs at the start of every single round is just so good, especially on pistol. But the camera might spot someone soon, and it does manage to spot someone as the flash is going to come out.
And Berksy manages to catch buckets through the from the smoke. It doesn't matter. Just crosshair placement. And Nebula, wow, great start on the defensive half. Bizarre, they will have to back off B. They can't really contest B long any longer. There will be a split take towards the A side. Rotation coming through. Arya, good recon arrow, spot out rolls. Good changes of a position. This is a Sheriff on the pistol round. Only 100 HP to work with. And this time, 1 in the chamber. Doesn't get anything out of it. And the pig actually will get taken them back to score. Almost good for 2. Jesse thankfully was there to finish the job. But Nebula, you're up by 1. This retake should be possible should you trade out, because it looks like Bizarre right now, they are positioned to be trading each other. 2 players inside the hookah angle. Being for 1. Oh, the patience and positioning. Kiyu, I can't believe you peeked that. Walks right into the crosses of Fever. Dragging onto Tycho. Rays on Rays. Defuse coming through for Nebula.
Game. I love explosions.
I don't know. This is the thing about this is okay. I don't want this to be okay. Maybe controversial opinion. I'm happy seeing Nebula stray away from the Jet a little bit more. I've always found Jet to be like one of those agents where a lot of teams just generally play her purely because it's a comfort pick and they like to play her in ranked. When in reality, there's a lot of times where teams probably don't even realize that they'd be able to work a lot better if they took away the Jet and added a bit more of a support agent, or just any agent that brought a bit more to the table there. Because the only way you're ever going to make Jet work is if you're permanently putting on her own orb generally, or you're making use of her ability correctly, right? That's why a lot of the times, I think Jet has like an almost 100% pick rate in Korea.
Yeah.
And that's also backed by the fact that Breach has like a above 50% win rate, right? So they're able to combine her with an agent that also combos really, really well with Jet, right?
Yeah,
that's something I don't really think we see too many teams proceed either.
Well, there's not many good Breach players in OC, but that's not the point right now, because Fever is on a roll finally! He's coming away, triple spray down, coming his way like a Big Mac burger into his mouth. And wow, Nebula, wow. They won that round pretty handily. They had SMGs and Bazaar. They were on pistols, so it was to be expected. So let's not get too excited about that round. But yeah, I really like what you were pointing out earlier, actually. Bazaar, they're still sticking with the Jet on Bunix 2, the signature pick, of course. And Nebula, I'm not too sure what happened to Minimize, but he was the Jet.
I'm not gonna say there's anything wrong with it. But I'm just saying that's an interesting thing that gets to from other regions, especially Europe. I think Jet's down to like a 60 or 50% pick rate in Europe.
Ooh.
Which is something really interesting to think about. And Europe's also another region that likes to play a lot of more unorthodox agents like Sky as well, which you don't really see in Rooster either.
Alright,
Fever also, yeah, I just want to point out as well, Fever, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, but getting those 3 kills last round has already put him 2 points away from his ultimate, so there's a world where he has his runner back coming into the actual rifle round for Nebula next round at least.
Well, my money is on that he will absolutely have it, because getting him getting a kill should be child's play, and dying as well after that, easy peasy. It doesn't really matter. And look at the utility. They're spamming so much utility just to hold down Hookah. I like this from Nebula. They refuse to give up control of this angle. Meanwhile, they have, I think, Jesse holding B-Long. Not really, but Bizarre. They're not taking any aggression up B-Long.
Well, it's one of those things where it's like, there's a bit of a night and day difference between how Bazaar was playing the Hookah angle compared to Nebula, right? Nebula's put a tripwire towards B-Long. I mean, no, we'll talk about this a little bit later as there is some action happening.
There you go, Fever. He gets 1 kill onto the trade to clap back for Percy. And there you go, he goes down. The run back will be available for the buy round. Jesse, however, the lone player on site, tries to defend. Kiyu doesn't get the kill. He himself an 11 now. Jesse's hanging on. Kiyu finally mounts the tube. Will take him down. Nebula, half the manpower of Bazaar. And oh my god, Bunix, let's not talk about that. Dragon, the McCree, Deadeye just snipes him down. 2v3 now, it's more doable. Oh, that's a great fast peek. And I'm not too sure if Ari actually managed to tag Dragon. I like what she's doing, spraying through the smoke. Nebula, perhaps they could go for some exit frags, or even better, just save the rifle, because the odds of the last 2 players retaking sites is quite low. Dragon picked up a Spectre. Gotta stick with the Sheriff though, glass cannon essentially. Gonna get some damage going. Someone's about to pick up Dragon. Ooh, almost there, but Pure had the better gun. Had the element of surprise. Brawls sitting by himself, gonna save that. Vandal.
So, you think getting that kill there in Hookah is really good, because now the runner back is going to be available for him coming into this round. But the point I wanted to touch on before is, I mean, night and day difference between how both teams are approaching Hookah. But they're generally looking to give it up and just play behind that dark cover that they would elect to put there towards the mid round there. But I mean, on the side of Nebula, they stack through in towards that angle and just put a tripwire in garden, so they know if the players are coming out onto B. I think this is a bonus round as well, right? So you're allowed to get away with these things. You want to put those weaker guns into those more close range angles, right? Because you don't want to fight the Vandals and the Phantoms at range, right? Like, it's not going to work out, especially if you have Spectres. So playing the range game with those guns is always just something really, really good to see.
And the range game, it will be long distance this round, because with the exception of Bunix too, everyone else, they will have rifles, and he himself will have the Blade Storms available, should he choose to use it. I like Bazaar, 3 players invested just to get Bunix 2 on the Blade Storms ready. But however, Nebula, Fever, running back, like I said earlier, perfect for a retake situation, paired with Dragons as a showstopper. Big damage coming their way, potentially. Now Nebula, I mean, Bazaar, Bunix 2, investing a little bit of utility just to get some intel. Ideally a kill. But the stun
It's looking like a fake, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at this reposition.
It was Bunix 2 making a lot of noise, and a smoke was deployed, I do think, but 5 players.
Fever got pulled over towards A as well. It's just gonna be Berksy on this B site.
Yep, and Berksy, you have util, but that angle's not smoked off. Oh, using the swing! Ooh! Gets 1, but still 4v4. Nebula. Bunix 2! Berksy, where are you looking, man? Oh, it doesn't matter because Bunix 2 whipped his blades and Berksy good for the kill. I don't think it's a way to play so high up. Dragon landing the kill onto Pure. So 1 for 1. And Nebula, wow, 3v1 by herself. But that just ran a good first 2, almost a third, but Berksy is the one who does get the triple kill. Nebula, they climb ahead by 2.
That's a really good great transfer coming out from Aria there, but it doesn't seem like it was going to be enough in the end. But, I mean, 3 ultimates available, and I mean, basically like 1 away from the raise. or the showstopper there. So I mean, there are some real good tools to play with in this round. Though we could see a bit of a play like Nebula did to them on their attack, where they basically sent the drone up towards a short, got a tag, and then the Hunter's Fury came out and basically just gave them everything to the site. So that was a really good fake coming out from Zar. Though Fever did manage to get pulled over towards A. That was just Berkeley all the way on that B side there, but he played that angle towards Elber so well, and he managed to take really good isolated fights and basically just confirmed his team the win there.
Nebula. This is a new lineup. I wouldn't say that their teamwork is absolutely top tier just yet, but oh dear me, that record our missed Aria won't get exposed at all. Aria seemingly to be the one who's rehearsed her arrows a little bit more than Jesse, I think, in this situation. But bizarre. You have 3 ultimates to work with. Aria, the Hunter's Fury. I do think that Eldrone would be leading to her, maybe investing in the ultimate, but it's a risky play though.
Shock dart.
Oh well. I expected to see some damage onto Dragon with the shock dart, but Dragon, so much room to work with.
Shadows traveling.
Level 5 and a side take actually from Bizarre. Tycho already pushing deep into U-Haul. However, Showers is not yet clear. Bro, exactly! That's a really good paranoia. And Dragon is trying to stay alive, flashing around. Bunnings 2 just sniped him out of the air like a clay pigeon. 4 on 4, time and time again. Nebula down to one last player, rolls inside the angle. Interesting CP.
Oh no!
Right into Q. Not like that. Fever
I know
on the clapback.
exactly.
Still on 3. Neural Theft
30
is out.
seconds left.
We'll give them some intel that the last 3 players of Nebula are all towards A, and a rotation coming ASAP. Tycho. Oh, he's gonna fake it.
Going back A.
Exactly.
Wait a sec. Well, here's the thing, right? This is 100% the correct call, though, because if you see the Cypher in the server's location here, they're not going to be able to link up with the raids in time, so coming back towards
10
A is
seconds
100% the perfect call right here, though. But here's the issue. Oh, well, I mean, Fever does take out Arya, and here it is, the runner back there. This is the issue. Oh my god, Puya.
Pure, actually. That was a really
Pure,
good
excuse
shot.
me.
Fever for 3. Fever gets taken down by Tycho. Now this guy, owning a stinger. Oh! Gets spotted by Berksy. Tycho. Tycho.
Oh,
Yeah. Maybe there was a world in an alternate universe that he would have been able to clutch that out, spray them down, but this is Stinger post nerf, and well, it didn't happen. Nebula on 10, but seriously, that was a great shot by Pure, just getting rid of the runner back on Fever. ASAP. I think Fever was in midair as well while he got popped.
Yeah, well, I mean, he didn't really seem like he was able to retaliate onto the attackers there. I mean, the runner back was still good there. Like, the idea was 100% correct there, though. Like, you wanted to make sure, whilst they're in that sort of small window where they need to go for the plant, he's going to be able to pop that runner back. And it basically, it forces one of them to fight him, right? Because if you manage to get onto that side in time, there's also a world where he does deny that spike. And that's not something you want to be able to see, especially when the time is extremely low with the Bizarre.
Yeah, Bizarre, that round really came down to the final few seconds. It was rough for them. It was the right call, but unfortunately, Nebula, they just have more HP and just more manpower. Well, not necessarily more manpower, but better guns to work with. It does win them the round at the end of the day. Now, Bunnings too, on the attacking side, the operator, worked out fantastically onto Fever. Fever peeking solo. Wasn't expecting the operator, I think. So already the $5,000 investments coming in huge.
So now it's really just going to be a matter of how does Bizarre look to keep this man advantage and look to punish Nebula whilst being on the attack right now. Because generally, if it's a 5v5 situation or a 5v4 situation, obviously, what's it called? The attackers will have that advantage there. But one thing as well as I like to say is, if it's a 5v5, the attackers will always have the advantage because they're going to be the ones hitting the side, right? Exactly. And generally, they're going to be having the favorable numbers, right? But since they've now put themselves into a 4v5, I mean, it's basically confirmed that like this hit's going to be insane. Unless Berkeley has something to say about it, though.
Well, Jess did actually, he
wow.
tried to pop up and say something, but it doesn't happen.
30
Bizarre, they
seconds
swarm the side. Rolls, find himself getting damaged as well through the smoke. Perhaps shouldn't commit to this. Sprays down Arya, but he himself on 21, 1v3. Sure, you could take down the Omen, but you yourself in a similar state of health as your other. But, look, you should be going for the save right now. I don't think Nebula, they shouldn't invest too much into this round. Granted, they have some money to work with. I take that back. Some of the players are dirt poor, especially Rolls on 0.
Yeah. Bunnings Oh, okay. Speaking of Buttocks, I was about to say, he's the one that needs to stay alive in this round, right? Because he's going to be carrying that $5,000 operator. But it's fine, because Q does recover it in the end there. But at that situation, you really want to be able to minimize as many losses as possible. So that was a bit of a, I guess you could say, an unnecessary swing coming out from Buttocks, considering the spike wasn't even tapped there. And now, I mean, Bazaar's money is going to be a little bit all over the place. So this is potentially, well, I mean, half armor just on Arya there. But if there's a bit of damage coming out from Nebula in this round, though, it's really going to be able to put a dent in this economy, right? Because it's already so fragile to begin with. Any kill that they get in this round is going to make a world of a difference going into the round after.
Yeah, Bazaar, their economy not looking too healthy themselves. And Bunnix too. It's a quick shot. Doesn't get anything else though. The shot starts. Ooh, and Bunnix too takes down Dragon's head. That's your Ray's already gone. You can't really get too much fast movements. Or at least a dive on now for Nebula. They are down a player. Oh, through the smoke! Oh, that was the box, was it?
Yeah,
oh,
I think it was in the box there. Yeah, look. Alright, well, yeah, me having to talk a little bit as well whilst observing might throw it off a little bit. But you know what? I mean, I thought it might have been a operator wallbang there, so I was trying to go for the cooler flashier play, but it doesn't seem like that was the case there.
Nothing flashing about this round right now. Bazaar just still very standard. They got early picks and they are working together as a unit. The spike is down. Bunnix too. Holding this angle. There me. This is the first shot. Jump actually. Distracted. Beaver for another. And a tap from Tycho. Whoa! Another tap from Tycho takes down Beaver now. Nebula. He had a 2 or 3 round advantage, but Bazaar, they are striking back.
Use like PT just freeze or something there, like a ping spike. It seems like they just didn't react to that push coming up. Like that was just a little bit of a interesting situation to see there. But they only managed to get 1 kill, and that was on Q. There are a bit of a weird circumstances surrounding that, though, at least. But Tiva is currently 1 off of this ultimate. So look, if I was in the Nebula camp right now, I'd basically telling my Cypher to go cage off long, so I can grab that ultimate orb, so I can bring it into a potential A retake through. But I mean, doesn't seem like that's going to be the case. Look, I think that's extremely suboptimal. I'm not too sure why this is the case, and they're just not playing for these ultimate orbs. Maybe it's a lack of experience and lack of building what you want to be doing as a team. I'm not too sure what the reason is there, but obviously, like, this is something that's completely inefficient, in my opinion.
Well, I wouldn't really put it past Nebula too much. Dragon actually good pick onto Kiyu. Also saying Nebula, they are recently this is a new lineup, so they don't have too much time to work with. And Jetsi, you're going to have to invest for the challenge. Tycho does manage to finish him off. There's only one player, Dragon himself, holding down the A side. He will get peeks by Pure any moment now. Yep, down he goes, easy peasy. Nebula 2v4. This is a retake situation. B-Bar, he can get 1 kill, like you said earlier. The running back would be in their favor, but he's trying his best to get some damage happening. But however, he actually went for the ultimate orb early on. Well, that got dangerously close actually. He's still tapping away. No damage done onto Bunnix too. Too much. To my surprise. Yeah. Look, from the peak. If he does go down, Brooksy now. This is a crossfire. He pushes 1 angle. He will definitely die. Well, 3 people staring him down, and Tycho finishes the job. Things are tied up, 10 on 10, and Nebula, I do think that will have to come into this round on an eco. Oh no, actually, a half buy.
Well, here's the thing, right? Imagine if he actually, like you said before, imagine if he actually got that ultimate orb, right? There was definitely a situation where he can just, because the thing is, right, he had to dance around that angle a lot more scared than he would like to, purely because he doesn't have that second life in that run and back, right? So he had to play that angle super scared and try to like find some random kill to get him that ultimate there. But obviously if he had that confirmed going into that retake, it could have been a completely different scenario, but we just wouldn't know, considering that just wasn't the case, unfortunately.
Well, that's the alternate universe coming in. Nebula, hard buy. And actually, I wanted to say this whole time actually, man, Brash, you actually have some pretty insightful calls. You should be a coach. Oh, whatever.
Yeah, look, I mean, I don't know where you got that from, but maybe in another world, mate.
In another life. Actually, Nebula, look at the aggression actually down B long. 2 players already pushed, and they spawn a Cypher Trap there. Kiyu checking this long angle, and Bizarre, they have good intel.
Oh,
Berksy.
what is happening?
Fever, they will be going for the push.
No way, right?
Oh no! Yeah, no way. No way. Cycle and Bizarre, they'll finish them off. Oh, Dragon! Swing shot onto Arya, that's a gun free for them should he choose to go grab it. Bizarre, they will be investing all their players over to the B sites. Spike gonna come down real soon. And I do think that Bizarre actually, they have the momentum in the second half, and things are getting dangerously close because it's 10-10, and Nebula, you don't have much more room to work with.
The triple TP play coming out
Wow.
here. We'll be able to find one there, but Bonix too. He's managed to grab one of his own.
Yeah, he gets one kill and manages to tag down Worrells. 2v3. Bunnings, however, he is in position to hold the side. So if
Oh, what a
actually
paranoia.
Nebula, they can get a few kills, they will be able to take side. But it wasn't meant to be. Kiyu, one paranoia, good for one, and then Omen on Omen action. Omen difference, 11-10. Bazaar looking really strong now in map 2. We could be seeing a map 3 here, Crash.
So, well, look, I'm not even too sure what map 3 is, but I'm already excited just hearing of that, that potential thought. But so here's the thing, right?
Yep.
Look at the amount of resources that are available for Nebula here. There are so many different plays that they can go for into this round, and I'm not even too sure what's happening here. Are you okay? I'm telling you, I will actually be kind of annoyed if they look to get the ult just onto Jesse in this round. If this is going to be the case.
Right
Look,
here.
I'm about to throw hands purely because they should have been doing this on the Fever a while ago. If he,
Scanning ahead.
are you kidding me?
Yep, he's going around now. Bunnings too.
Oh,
Straight, maybe? Okay,
my.
well.
They should have been doing this ages ago. They're only realizing now that maybe it's one of those things where it's like Jesse is more vocal about wanting his ultimate, so they're going to be a lot more vocal about it, right? And maybe Fever just came into that and he was like, you know what, I'm one off my ult, but it's okay. I don't want to bother saying, oh, I'm one off my ult or something, right? Maybe Jesse was just a bit more vocal. That's the reason why they actually did try to invest into that ultimate order. But I obviously, if I can't hit the comms, I won't know that. But that's definitely a situation I could imagine
Get out of
happening in
my
that
way.
team.
Well, you don't know the comms, but I'm pretty sure at least one of the players that will have the game recorded and post series they will be doing VOD reviews just to figure out what happened. One reason maybe actually Fever, I do think he's quite the young player, so maybe he's more focused on getting kills and points, click heads over
Maybe just wants to play it
ultimates.
safe in the comms as well and not
Or
really
perhaps that.
use their initiative too much. Look, I don't want to ramble on that for too much.
Exactly.
I obviously don't know the situation. But what I do know right now is that Bazaar is going to be looking to
There.
start leaning all the way towards over this B
Nowhere to
B
run.
side right now. As the ultimate does get.
30
Sorry, I'm
seconds left.
not too sure what this is really doing. As there's no real push coming out from it. Oh, never mind.
Never mind it indeed, because Tycho, he could have put over oh my god, look, I shot that! It tagged down Tycho, I think. I'm not really sure who shot that or was, I'll be honest. But right now, Jesse, his own Hunter Fury doing damage. Bunnix to his down, seconds left. The Pine has to come down right now. There we go.
10
Fever with the
seconds
push,
left.
gets taken down instantly.
Spike
Proceed
planted.
for 2, Dragon for
One
another.
enemy
Goes down to
remaining.
Lancer, Hugh by himself, 1v5, not a chance in the world, not in any alternate universe that he comes out on top. Nebula, oh my god, they tie things up. This is going back and forth, Crash.
Flawless.
Look, that's one of those rounds where if I was strictly observing right now, I would be so bummed at myself purely because there was so much that happened in such a small window of time that I was just unable to cover it, so I do apologize. Retakes like that are very stressful for me because people just peek randomly and it's so hard to keep track of all the action. But regardless, look, I'm here to also speak a bit, and I mean, one thing that is a really, I guess you could take away as a win coming out for Bizarro is the fact that going into that round, there were 4 ultimates available for Nebula. Now there's only 1 left. They use that shortstop, they use that run-up back, they use that Hunter Tree, and they use that from the Shatters, right? So using 4 ultimates to kill 1 round, I mean, if you're Bizarre, you can't really be too upset about that, right? The Operator also is important to the round, but never mind. Dragon just instantly takes Bunnix 2 out of the round.
Bunnix too, he probably was relying on his previous
There.
experience, hoping to get another pick on that angle, but this time, wasn't expecting Bunnix to pick up the Operator himself, on Raze, no less. Bazaar, you've lost your Jet, one of your 2 dive agents, really early on. Nebula, a rotation actually, coming over to the B side, 4 players on B. It's not quite the right read, I'll say, leaving only 1 player, Rurals, by himself on A, on his lonesome. It's gonna be rough. Oh, Tycho. He got jammed on the box, I think.
Yeah,
Bizarre.
that's a really interesting one there.
It would have been ideal if he had the angle, a little bit of a
Spike
high ground
planted.
advantage, but now the rotation coming through from Nebula. Worrells indeed playing passive. This is good, but Pure, he's getting flushed out, and oh my god, Fever catches him by his coattails, not letting him escape. 3 players left standing. Nebula saw it at healthy 5. Tycho good for 1, the paranoia. No one really to capitalize off of it though. Bizarre. No aggressive ultimates to work with. Pure, hurry on the reload! And gets caught with their pants
player
down.
standing.
And Tycho couldn't do any more than that. Hugh by himself, couldn't clutch in the previous round, has brought to 1v1. Hugh versus Jesse. Fake the DPS, of course, and Jesse, a banner across her replacement. Clean headshot. Nebula, they got a match point, so it looks like map 3 might not be happening.
Definitely a different way that could have been played though after those first initial 2 shots. I think Q at that point was
Match
just really
point.
feeling themselves considering they got those first 2 shots. It's one of those things where you, especially in ranked games, right? If you go for those first, let's say you're in a 1v3 and you get those first 2 kills after each other really quickly and you know where the third one is, you generally just want to swing them because at that time you're feeling extremely sharp. You're like, kind of just like, yeah, you know, I've got my aim's kind of on point, I'm just going to swing you, right? Like, I know I can beat you in that fight. But didn't seem to turn out too well in that. Yeah, I mean, definitely could have danced around that box a bit better though, but you know what, it's not the end of the world, dude. Overtime still is on the cards here.
Bizarre, they had money to play with, but this time, 1x2! Oh! Well, no, that's 1x2 actually. Pure on the operator. Takes down Dragon! So this is just a game of operators this late into map 2. Nebula, they're down a player, and suddenly it seems like map 3 is a possibility, or at least overtime. I don't want to theory clock too hard.
Oh my goodness.
Bunnyx2 actually really aggressively dashing over to the B side. The spike is nowhere near them, so this is quite a mistake, I think, by Bizarre.
Camera still hasn't been broken. That camera was just available for so long and it hasn't been broken?
It's still not
okay.
broken.
Oh. That's a little ding coming out there, but that's weird. It's just a very interesting play. I'm not sure what's happening in the Bizarre department.
Yeah, Bizarre, look, they finally plant the spike now, but it's too late. The rotation took too long. Broxy take down Aria handedly, but Q and Tygle, they strike back. Nebula down a player now. This could be overtime in her hands right now.
They're taking a dog water. They're gonna leave Monix to as a lurk here. They're gonna, wait, and the dart just got burnt as well.
One enemy.
Oh, and he gets the shot as well. Wait. And Jesse has no dart going into the A retake. This is supposed to be the disastrous round for Nebula now after it looked really, really good.
Yeah, Jesse, he couldn't commit to the kill either. And I do think, actually, Bunnyx2 may have heard the footsteps. Oh no, Jesse, 1v3. My money is on overtime at this point.
Well, the Shatter's there. Thought that can.
Oh well,
And
there you go.
well, here's the thing, right? Like, he burnt that dart because he was so confident that the hit was coming out towards B there, and then Bunnyx2 was just in that work position. Somehow wins that fight on such low HP as well. That's something that I honestly did not think was gonna happen. I thought it was just gonna be a 2v2 retake there. And then Jesse not having the dart just means that his information gathering capabilities in that 1v3, because generally, like, especially if you want to team like 100 Thieves, like someone like Kiker, obviously he's known being a very good clutch player. They put him on the server, right? And the reason why they put him on the server, obviously, very, very talented on that agent there, but he has so many tools available to him to be able to win those 1-on-X situations, right? And not having that start at a comfortable time is really just gonna be able to limit the way that Jesse can play that 1v3.
Yeah, and look, Jesse, once again, besides using utility and besides not being as good as Hiko, the man disadvantage. He just hit the YOLO that round. Oh, Tygle, 25 kills actually at one point out. Bunnyx2 back on the operator again in overtime. That's $5,000. He won't have room for armor or much utility. My god, Bizarre, they are going huge into this round. Bunnyx2, that investment better pay off.
I'm not sure why Arya hasn't decided to burn that dart yet, though, because imagine if Arya used that dart earlier in the round towards B long and confirmed that there was no one playing there. Oh, this is huge 50. Oh my god!
Oh, there you go! He got too early on, but now he has his back. The damage is done. Tygle into Broxy Q. We'll end this with a 4K at this point. What's the last player? Oh my god, but actually I have to eat my words. Rolls 180s and two now rolls. The omens are popping off this game. 1v3 have a full rolls and a shot down from Arya. We'll finish him off. The better lineups after all. My god, Bizarre 13-12.
What absolutely insane play here. I mean, I thought there was going to be a trade coming out after they got the initial kill there from, and then Dragon just being able to swing past and trade, but it just didn't seem like it came out there. One thing I wanted to see from Arya there is using that dart earlier towards B long, and you would basically have confirmed that there's no one really playing towards B, or at least you eliminate them playing from an advanced sort of fountain position, right? They're either playing towards hookah, or they're not playing towards B at all, right? That would have also potentially given the call where they can just bring a player over towards A earlier in the round and make that hold a little bit easier, but it doesn't matter when you got a player like Q getting a 3-man spray down like that.
It was ridiculous. I'm not too sure why Dragon actually used the blast packs to invest all the way into U-hole. Realistically, I think Q could have landed on the truck and, you know, gone for a fight. As you see, quite a lot of fights here teams do, if I recall, off of Jets and Rays. But oh well, it's in the past now. Nebula, do or die. They have to win this round. They will be playing on the defense. Coming in, Bizarre on the attack.
It's just very passive play coming out. I mean, Showers Control is something great that's really good to have, and we are seeing Bonnet too and Arya occupy that space currently. They're also managed to grab that orb in the process, I believe. Yeah, Arya is going to be able to grab that ultimate orb there. And, I mean, oh, rotation coming out from Jesse actually all the way towards B. This is really interesting play though. The Smurfs are going to be getting deployed towards A, and it's just going to be up to Dragon. Dragon and his friend on the side to be able to see if he can do anything here. Dragon and Rels, excuse me, I'm not really a captain for the player name, so but sure. Well, with the lurk up to B, actually, I'm not even capturing it because I'm just so confused at what's going on. I thought there would have been more of a push towards A, and then Pure's just lurking up.
Oh, the positioning! I don't. He got one kill earlier that round, I'm pretty sure, but there were no comms. I don't think anyone knew what Tackle was playing. Bunnick still wants a fever, and map 3. Oh my god, it's gonna happen. Jetsy.
No way.
Ain't no Hiko. Oh!
Spike down.
Up to the default plant was that.
Yeah, those shock darts came in
10
clutch.
seconds
One
left.
player and Bunnick soon.
Spike
Swing.
planted.
Map 3.
Attackers
We're going
win.
to Ascent, baby. 14 to 12. This actually went to OT. I can't believe it.
What a really good game overall, like very competitive. That's what you want to see, and I really enjoy watching bind games that go back and forth because I really enjoy the explosive nature of this map there. Obviously, you know, I was a little bit critical of a couple of things coming into those rounds. So look, obviously it's not me flaming. I'm just saying that purely because I feel like there's a lot of improvement that can be done there. But look, I mean, I'm happy that we're getting a very competitive game at the very least, and we are going to be going to that map 3.
Absolutely. Map 3, 14 to 12. Guys, don't go away just yet. We will be going for a short 5-minute breather, and do join us real soon for the LPL Evolution game, Nebula versus Bizarre Gaming. Guys, hello, welcome back. That was a short breather, but now we are going to be proceeding to map 3, the final map for tonight, Ascent. This has been an absolute roller coaster of a series. 1-1 going the way of Nebula and Bizarre Gaming. That previous map bind went into strong overtime. 14-12, my god. It doesn't wait, no, it was 14-12? I forgot, but it just goes back and forth non-stop. And also, guys, just a small shameless plug, I'm going to say right now, I actually did have a good friend of mine make my sub emotes, and it's of my dog, Immortalized. I will be pumping a few images of her in the chat right now. I do love her, and I hope you guys do too. That will be my sub emote. Just a little plug. You don't have to sub. I'll make it available for bit as well. I'm pretty sure you can do that, right? But whatever. Point is, guys, just had to put it out there. Fantastic little emote done by @vgal. She streams as well, and from New Zealand, one of my old classmates, and really talented artist. Made a really cute rendition of my dog. But yeah, guys, the players are ready real soon for the final map. And Crash, any words you want to put on for Bind?
I think it was interesting seeing both teams have like a slightly different approach coming into each of theirs. Well, into Bind especially, having Jet on one side and having Phoenix on the other is always a really interesting dynamic there. Lack of flashes as well outside of the paranoia for Bizarre is something else that was interesting. But it's a very standard Bind comp there. But regardless of Bind there, do you want to see what they're going to be able to bring to the table in a sense once we get into this map very, very shortly?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say I agree with that, but your mic got out, so quite hear
Oh,
your final phrase.
really?
Something bring, and that's it.
So basically what I was saying, right? I'll add a bit more flair to it. Look, I was trying to, I don't know what I was doing there, but look, I'll add a bit more flair to it. I'm happy seeing jetless comps, especially piloted by Neb. Like, I'm just happy to see that as well. I think it's something that Ursi is like one of the regions. If you ever check like stats on any website, you'll notice Ursi is one of those regions where Jet's being like absurdly high play rate, right? Like I think like first or second, like most played, right? And that's something that over time, I feel like as the game evolves and when we get new agents, right, Jet is gonna be one of those agents that slowly will just go down in time because she's one of those agents that just doesn't bring too much to the team outside of like a dash and just really good operator play, right? But I'm happy to see that Nebula is already trying to adapt to that sort of a meta. But outside of that, though, we are going to be getting into the Ascent picks here, Digital.
Yeah, absolutely. Ascent coming in. The final map for tonight. Finally, so I can go have dinner and Crash. Now, what would be your thoughts of a good composition on Ascent? Execute heavy map, that's all I know.
Yeah, the thing about Ascent is like it's one of those. Oh my. Okay, well we've got 4 Viper hovers coming out from Bizarre, right? I'm not too sure what's really going to be happening with this. Look, if you could play 5 Vipers on a map, I feel like anyone's PC would basically just get blue screened every single time. Okay. But the thing about this map Ascent is every single region has so many little different metas. We've seen previously on this map that Sky has been a pick, a very niche pick, piloted by, I believe, XZ was one of the ones to pilot it back ages ago when he was on that Avant roster. But a more modern meta, it's generally I mean, this is a map where Jet's like very good. Like I would argue like Jet's almost a must pick on this map, right? Like because there's so many operator lines. Like the operator is very oppressive on this map. Outside of that, server's almost a must-have on this map. The sites are so wide open that having a recon dot to come out and basically just reveal the whole site for you is very, very oppressive to play against. As you're going to be seeing double Jet here, double Urban as well, and we are seeing a Killjoy coming out from the side of Bizarre as opposed to the Cypher on the side of Nebula.
Select your
Already
agent.
a bit of a contrast here. Okay, there's also a Phoenix. Okay, this is interesting because I mean, Phoenix is more of an NA thing on this map. We did play it a bit in OC towards, I'd say like the mid, late end of last year, where Phoenix was a bit more of a popular pick, but it has fallen off in favor of that Reyna. But there's no reason not to play it. I think Bizarre can definitely pull off this pick, though, especially having the run-it back as a really good entry tool. It's going to be something to watch out for in this game.
Well, something to watch out for indeed. I hope they can make it work. Tycho, in my experience, I think he has played Jet in the past at some points, but usually Tycho, I think Phoenix would be his main for sure. So maybe just bringing it into a sense for safety.
I think he played Reyna for a bit on this map, if I'm not mistaken, from some of the other games. Yeah, I think he was on the arena. Look, it's a similar playstyle. Maybe it's one of those things where Bazaar came into it. It was like, as soon as Reyna got changed, they're like, okay, look, Reyna doesn't have all the 4 charges anymore. Maybe we don't value this agent as much in that composition, even though arguably you could say that Reyna change was better for competitive and worse for solo or solo duo queue rank type scenario there. But Jesse already going to be going for this
Reveal the
aggressive dart towards Gelato, and Q's here with the bomb by themselves. Not going to get scanned though. This is actually really interesting play. They've got the spike. They need to be really careful.
They be careful. Q doesn't spot the last player, but still manages to get the headshots onto Dragon. He himself, a lick of HP now. No heals coming their way real soon. It doesn't matter because he managed to escape with 1 kill, and the ult orb going the way of Tycho. That's already 1 out of 6 for the run it back. Indeed. And I don't actually think Bazaar they have to take this round too quickly because they still have a minute to play with. They can still cluster around, get a few picks, get a few more picks, and get intel. Look, rotations already from Nebula off of the A side. Bazaar, they could honestly go for A at this point.
I mean, this is good coming from Bazaar. They slowed it down after getting that initial pick. They had a pretty lucky pick as well, considering Q was swinging into 2. Oh my god, this is beautiful. TCal's managed to actually grab both of these ultimate
Exactly.
orbs.
I'm pretty
Oh
sure the coach or manager heard you in the previous
so
match.
happy.
And now there you go, the side pick coming out, playing off of Cycles is curveball, and Bertie still inside. Man, it's solid defense, pure and Q, 2 for 2, and dearie me. But Nebula have to really poor start in this round.
1 enemy
But
remaining.
actually does catch rolls, not everything's lost, but Fever, the Reyna, only 1 heal available, doesn't even matter though. Michael takes him down, long distance, flawless round on a pistol for map 3 for Bazaar.
You have absolutely no idea how happy that makes me seeing Tikal with Tycho, I believe. Sorry, I'm still getting used to these names. Take actually both those ultimate orbs. That's literally free value that you have access to every single round. And for some reason, even top teams from like more established regions like NA, right? They don't even grab all these ultimate orbs. They're literally free ultimate. Like it's a free point for your ultimate. Like why wouldn't you invest resources into grabbing these? And I'm just so happy seeing Tycho like grab both of them in this round though, right? So he's already halfway to his ultimate and he only got 1 kill. He didn't plant the spike, all he did was get a kill.
He didn't even die either, although he could have and make it 4 out of 6, but whatever. He didn't have to. Look, I'm pretty sure actually the coach or a manager of Bazaar, they were in the chat. Oh, if they are in the chat right now, say right now if you told Tycho to do this, because right now he's making Crash a very happy man.
Very, very happy.
Bazaar.
Yeah.
5 players more or less invested over to the B side again. They won't be going anywhere near A. Nebula, they have 3 in market. However, they won't be able to really defend the sites. B is wide and open. Bazaar plants. It's going to go down any moment now. 5v5 post plant and Crash. Have fun.
You already know I'm gonna have so much fun there. I love these 5v5 retakes. The good thing about this one though is at least from an observing perspective is they don't have armor or shields, excuse me, because you know Valorant terms. Yeah. So this is already a lot easier for me. I basically just put on Bonnex 2 here and know he's basically about to farm. There's also 2 players towards that lane line there, and they're basically just gonna be able to farm a lot of kills here.
Oh, there you go.
I mean, like you see, this makes me so happy just being able to like keep it on one player like this and just basically know that they're about to get so many kills. But Dragon getting one on the Bonnex 2, so that's actually a really good thing to see here. And at this point, the round's basically over, right? So what are they going to do? They're going to look to block these players and see how much damage they can apply. You are going to see a dink come out, but it's not going to be enough. That's actually a really good play to see coming out. Oh, wait! He actually goes down to the spike.
Well, damage was done slightly. It wasn't enough to kill, but it bought them some time. Q opting to not join his team to escape through defender spawn, and instead does succumb to the spike. But yeah, I actually really do appreciate that. Nebula, they tried to make the most out of a bad situation. Granted, not much more came out of it though. It will be their turn to fully buy coming to this 3rd round. Rifles all the way. And only 1 kill on the side of Nebula Dragon on the 3rd round. Definitely not something that you would expect to see out of a team this caliber, I do expect. And another technical timeout because Arya, I think she's moving house right now and her laptop, it's overheating, it's blowing up, yada yada yada.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure we knew what the reason was at least. Look, I'm happy to, like, Nebula, what they did in that situation towards the end of the round was perfect there. Well, you've got those really weak pistols, right? So you want to play a close angle and look to see if you can potentially catch one of the attackers just running out of the site at a very late time. Didn't manage to technically kill them in the end there. But Q did go down to the spike, which is always going to be a little victory there. Is they got one technical kill, and the other one was basically just dying to the spike. So I'd take that as 2 kills coming in from that base, like full save round basically. That's a really good little win to see coming out from Nebula, and gonna see if they gonna be able to convert this rack round coming up now.
So what you're trying to say is it's not much, but it's honest work.
It's better than nothing basically.
Better than nothing. Now,
Oh, that's a good dot.
it does seem that Tycho, he will be getting the ultimate orb again. So you're obviously going to be very happy, but Dragon...
No, you're already in there. Oh, I hear it.
Exactly,
Oh, and he's
Dragon.
got it. Look, I just heard that, and I held tab for like a second, and I see 5 out of 6, and it just makes me so happy.
Exactly. Dragon himself. Just taking down Pure's kills with turret. Oh, misses a shot actually. But he knows there are at least a few players towards the A long angle who have rotated out over to top mid. Bizarre, taking this round really slow. The buddy system, I like this coming out. 2 players towards long and 2 on short. They want to at least get a trade coming through should they lose a player during engagement. Dragon, that reload, his position will be known. Good recon there actually from Arya. Doesn't matter though, Dragon cleans up Tycho and Bunix too. The runner back is available now for Tycho on the bright side. But Bizarre, you're down 2 players. This is your bonus round. Maybe at this point, group up and go for a hard sight hit.
Does look like they are going to be grouping up here though, but Dragon's definitely going to have something to save. Oh.
That was actually a really good reflex with Dragon tapping away. Couldn't do any more. Oh, Pure actually manages to finally catch Dragon out off the B link angle. Emergency TP from Rolls just to buy a little bit more time. Paranoia back. And Bizarre, they're blinded, spraying through, using whatever bullets they can. Rolls, you won't get revealed. Jesse's spraying through the smoke, getting absolutely nothing out of it. Oh, actually, the lurk as well. The Killjoy still staying in the smoke.
Oh, God.
Kiyu. Oh, not being able to get too much done. Only a pistol. Pure actually takes down Rolls. Well, but Battle for himself to play with by himself.
What a sick angle.
What a jump. That jump actually, I think you'll say this. In my experience, it's actually really hard to make that jump if you're not like a mobility character.
I think it's one of those things where it's like, I think it's one of those things in my opinion at least, when you kind of need to think like, oh, okay, I need to make, I'm going for this jump 100%, because it's like, especially during the buy phase, I like jumping around on the A side if I'm playing towards A. Sometimes you just jump on that area there, but that's just really good rumor coming out from Diva. They're being on that higher up angle, and obviously, if you are, let's say, a CS player, us CS players, we don't know how to aim up basically, right? So if you are versing teams stacked with CS players, just take those higher angles, like play on top of Gen like that. No one's gonna be able to hit you because we don't know how to aim up. But nice little angle coming out from Fever. That's a pretty clean round coming out from Nebula.
Nebula, they do win their first fire round. Thankfully, Bunix too! Oh my god, already a kill onto Dragon. And there you go, Jet on Jet. This is why, like you were saying earlier, Jet is such an essential pick on a sense because of these such long sightlines. Now, Arya does get exposed. This could be deadly if there was a player of Nebula holding towards the market angle, going for wall bangs. Bizarre. On their first fire round, the clapback essentially. A man advantage and 3 ultimates. Tycho, of course, they'll run it back. But that previous round, Nebula losing, I think it was maybe 2 or 3 players. That wasn't the ideal situation. Tycho, there you go, run back by himself, however. No teammates to join him on the site just yet. Nebula, they will be giving site control over to Bizarre and play for the retake. Running back has been used. I think some armor was lost. But that is as much of a good situation they could get out of that situation. Fever actually catches Arya jumping around, trying to escape. No more shock darts for the post plant. No sir. Fever still trying to check the short angle. Tycho.
Get out of my way!
Now finally moving up from short. Not long, but it's too long distance. Oh, and the spray down from Kiyu. This guy is bringing in the hot streak aim from Bind. But it's for another, and Tycho cleans up. It's kills all around going the way of Bizarre. And the 3rd round score for them.
Round was basically secured by Tycho and Pure looking to get that massive mid flank that we managed to see before going into that retake there, or their first one, I should say. It's just really good positioning, right? Because at that point, you basically need to just trust in your teammates, Bunix and Q, to play from A main and Hell respectively, right? To be able to hold that side, slow down the retake, right? That's been really well done from them. Really good first plant to see there, as rifles will get rebought up onto Nebula there. So their economy is going to be broken off this round, whilst Bizarre will be able to buy regardless of the outcome of this round there. So it's a really good start coming out from Bizarre here.
Oh, that was actually really dangerous as well for Dragon. Thankfully, though, he is Jet. He can dash away. Oh, misses the shot. That's alright. That's right up. Fever is really there to back up. Purple coming out. Fever just not going to challenge anymore. And it's damage all around. And Cycle, again, the ultimate orb. Why not? Just for good measure. I took some damage, but I will leave the B main angle not without taking a prize.
Well, that orb, it just makes sense to take, right? Like, you've taken B main control for free. I don't know why more teams just don't do it. You've taken it for free. Just grab the orb, like, whilst you're there. Like, you lose nothing for going for it. It's literally a no drawback play, like...
Exactly. You have a teammate watching the angle. Your
That
positions are already known. So why not?
It's just insane value that you just don't capitalize on for some reason. But this is just really good to see from Bazaar. They've, like, wisened up after bind. It's going to be seeing like they are leaning towards a bit of a mid-B split here. Or Tycho's just going to be going for that lurk there, but Dragon...
Oh, no, the crossfire. Pure already lying in wait. Still down to one player though, Fever. He popped up on Phoenix map 2. And Tycho, good shot, but perhaps over-aggressive a little bit more. Fever, there you go, good for one. Oh no, here's this noise from behind him. And Arya, oh, almost getting sprayed onto Fever. It wasn't enough though. Rolls is the sacrifice. 2v2, Nebula. Post-fight situation. They want win this round.
Enemy remaining.
Yeah, sharp shot. Well, that's a classic, and Pure just cleans him up handily.
Nice little one-tap there, actually, coming out from Pure. I mean, that's just a really sharp shot to hit in the end. I got a little bit worried towards there when Arya went down, and that is, like, the recon dart taken out. Because if you're playing that B first plant and you have a server alive with that recon dart available, throwing it above market, you have that whole entire boat area that you can spam through, right? A lot of potential for spam kills if that dot isn't broken instantly or smurfed instantly by a jet, for example. So that did get me a little bit worried there, but having the gun advantage on Bazaar basically just kept them in that round in that situation. It's going to be a bit of a half by coming out from Nebula.
Oh my god, Fever cleans up, and Jesse following up the pump action shot. He go for two now.
Lucky.
Not like this indeed. Bazaar, you've lost 3 of your players this early on. Hasn't even been 10 seconds left. 10 seconds yet. Jesse looking for yet another. Oh my god, that's getting dangerously close. Fever's already there, back him up. Arya, so much strength there. What? Picks up 2 kills, just blind spraying with the Phantom. Okay. Okay. This is a bizarre round, to say the very least.
You did the...
Yeah, man. Look.
I mean, yeah, 2v5 as well there. So Arya with an insane play to already bring it into a 2v3 here. Not many tools available for Nebula as well, as they all are forced onto these pistols. Insane work coming out from Jesse in the start there to like use that Bucky to get to a zone. And there's 3 rifles dropped into B main, and Nebula can't get any of them.
It's like dangling a carrot in front of his
With the
donkey's
handful?
face. And Arya, how much more can you get now? Already on 3. Looking to go for the 8th at this point, because why not? It's possible.
30 seconds left.
Plant coming down for Kiyu. And I do think right now, look, there you go. They're going for those guns you were talking about earlier. 2 players even. And Arya has the right idea. Doesn't actually get anything off the Hunter's Fury. No.
That's unlucky.
Well, we had
Dart's going to be up in 3 seconds as well, and they're going to be going for their Aldrin initially.
I don't think the Aldrin is the right call in this situation. Doesn't matter though. Q, good for 1. Q maybe a second. Arya in the 1v2, 75 HP. That's 2 shots away from death, and that's even less now. 1 shot, perfect from the Vandal. A flank is coming out. Arya, how fast can you aim B? Not fast enough. Worlds does finish the job. Nebula, my god, that round. A roller coaster of emotions, to say the least.
I think the drone there's fine because they're basically, I'm assuming they're under the impression of, okay, if this drone tags someone, we've confirmed the location of one of them, right? If that...
Hello? Crash? Your mic? Hello? Gosh.
Person's there. Okay, cool. I can use my dot to basically check like the other angle. Oh god, I cut out. Alright, well, looks like I cut out there, but you know, as I was saying, right? I'm not too sure what happened to my internet, but that's besides the point. So what I was saying before, sorry, that was really weird. But Arya, using the drone for one angle, basically will confirm the number, and then you can use the dart to check the other angle, right? So you can cover both of the retake angles from the defenders there, just some really good util usage.
What's good? And oh my god, there you go, Dragon using the operator now on the defense for Nebula. Clean, fast pick. That's Arya gone. No recon arrows for Bazaar to play with this round. And Worlds, did he just change his crosshair mid-game, I think?
Strat, digital, it's the strat. Change your crosshair mid-game and you'll pop off. It's just
Keeps you on your toes. That's all I'll say about it. I have a whole theory about crosshairs. I'll tell you guys at some point, maybe if we have time, maybe at halftime actually. But right now, Bazaar, like I said earlier, you lost your initiator, Nebula. 3 ultimates. Hunter's Fury to deny the plant. Dragon looking for a second pick now. Okay, misses the shot. That's alright. It doesn't matter. Bazaar looking to edge towards the A sites. And Nebula still playing standard defense. 2 mid, 2A, 1 on B with the offense. Oh, fuck. Play by it's doing it once for nothing though, bro. Still managed to get the better of them. I think Paranoia missed at the end of the day. Q was there for the trade back. And now 3 players standing. Dragon, oh no. Point blank.
Wait,
oh, Fever killed. Wait, what?
Wait, the cancel and then Fever just got the kill?
Oh,
Wait, what?
No.
Huh?
The spike
What's going
as
on?
well. What is happening?
What?
The Killjoy ultimate as well. It's invested over to the B side. I don't have the spike. It's been picked up finally, but Fever's lying away. Catches Fjord. There's no time left for the fun to come through. Fever to run it back as well. This is just disastrous.
Oh,
Crash.
I'm super quick.
Take it away. Take it away. Take it away.
What? Huh? What? Oh, Look, hey, you know, I know I'm normally meant to do like the bi-phase stuff, right? But you're gonna have to take this one away because I'm actually speechless. I don't know. I actually can't comment on that. My brain, like, I don't know what the Okay, you take this one away. I don't know. I actually don't know what to say. I'm genuinely speechless.
Look, all I can say is right now, that round, Bazaar, I'm not too sure what was going on in their minds. First, the TP on Kiyu, he had the spike, and he cancels because maybe he heard Dragon walking around, I'm not too sure. And then Fever just pushes and gets, you know, an Omen presented on a simple platter in front of him. But right now, Bazaar, they're trying to make the best out of what they have right now. Only pistols, rush aside, rolls good for 1, and Bergsy onto another. They're playing inside the Omen smoke now. This is fantastic because Bazaar, they have to clear this angle, and Bergsy, he can be holding point blank. Fever, aggressing a little bit. Woo! But next to whipping a few shots was alright. He does finish the job. Now Hell still hasn't been cleared yet. Bergsy finally swings, baiting his teammate a little bit, and Nebula, they do tie things up 4-on-4. Now back to the previous rounds. That was all the ultimates of Bazaar invested into that previous round. The Killjoy lost down for nothing, and then Tycho with the run it back for nothing, and even gets knifed. It just for good measure. Oh goodness gracious! Let's just not talk about that round.
Look, thinking about it for a bit more, I can understand the thought process behind it, though. You used the From the Shadows to basically get onto that B site, because you assumed it was going to be free after all the pressure that was applied towards A there. Obviously, they didn't account for the possibility of Dragon just lurking there. It was good to technically, it was good to cancel, but at the same time, Q just didn't have anyone to protect him there, so if they did manage to cancel, I mean, Fever just got a kill free there, right? And that was spiked down. That was basically just the round over. And then Tycho just going for the runner back, like, out of nowhere. I think that was just a desperation play, trying to force him back into the round. But I mean, it just was too little too late as Dragon managed to get the knife kill on him, of all things. Like, the idea was there. I can understand Bazaar's thought process, though. It was just very, very poor execution.
Gosh, me personally, I can't even say too much about the thought process. All 4 players that were so split up on the map as well.
Exactly.
It's sad to see.
It's strange because they had the idea right, but it's just the situation and the positions they were in at the time just didn't account for that being a possibility, right? So it just got into a very awkward situation and basically just they killed their own fate in that round.
And actually, you know what? Because of that round, actually, and then basically throwing away the round after, I'm pretty sure that's why Bazaar right now, they are calling for a tactical timeout, because they have to talk about what happened just then. That was ridiculous. They can't be pumping away that much of a ultimate advantage for nothing. Well, Nebula, they should definitely be having a good time right now. Comedy throughout the Discord, laughs all around, and Bazaar, it's the mood. I don't want to be in there.
I mean, this is going to be a really good test for Bazaar as well to come back from rounds like that, right? A lot of teams you generally see after a bit of a blunder like that, they'd kind of just mentally check out of the game, right? But I mean, if Bazaar manages to pull themselves together and really try to get a foot in the door in this round, right? There's definitely a world where they start getting a lot more momentum on the board there. But like, look, it is tied up right now. We still have 4 more rounds to play. This off, anything can happen.
Onyx 2. I like this one-way smoke. It will basically force him to be unable to peek the angle. Bevar has worked himself into Wine, and Rural's just waiting a little bit longer. See if he can do any damage whatsoever. Now Bazaar. It's gonna be a tight execute towards A, but now the question is, do you check the wine angle? The Owl Drone going swiftly, and roll good shot to take it down, leaving Fever still undetected. What are these blind sprays? It's fantastic. That catches Fever off guard. A player down for Nebula. The defense play, however, is still possible. Bunnings 2, the Blaze use, and Nebula Jetty executes the target with that back of his head. Bunnings 2, fast on the slap back. Nebula still down for a 2v4 now. The plant coming down for a Bazaar. I do think their mental state has been cleared up. Berksy, if he peeks that angle, actually, with no smokes available to him, he'll be on the receiving end of a sniper rifle bullet to his chest. Not quite just yet.
One enemy remaining.
I don't think they should be attempting this retake anymore. Jesse. Yeah, not a chance in the world. You've already invested utility. You didn't get much out of it. Your teammate is dead. Go for exits, do some damage, or just save the operator at the very least.
Top shot.
Yep, that's actually a really good shot to Pure. But I do think actually Pure walked into those bullets.
Out of charges.
Jesse wants the operator, and Arya doesn't want to let Jesse take it. Runs out of ammo. Pulls at the sheriff, but that cocking time doesn't favor him.
Did they survive?
No.
Oh.
But I do think it was worth it though.
No, here's the thing, right? It was like Jesse in that situation, if you have a look at the economy in the previous round, right, you know that Bazaar's money is very fragile right now, considering they were on a 3 loss streak, right?
Yeah.
So coming into that run, they basically need to win that, and Jesse's job there in that 1v4 is basically to get as many kills as possible, right? He managed to take out one himself, and then Arya just went down purely to the fact that they were fighting when they didn't have enough time to get off the site. So that's technically 2 kills coming out from Jesse there, and leaving True alive in the rest of the round there. But the operator was secured. The operator does stay in play, which is always good to see there. As Dragon also elects to get an operator of his own.
Dragon over an operator of his own on Dragon. It's worked out favorably for him early on in the previous few rounds, but this time I can't be too sure. Also again by Tycho, and you're secretly smiling behind that screen, I know.
Oh, you already know it, yeah. So good to see.
Nebula. Standard defense again, Bazaar this time. Not go for a hard execute. Once again, go for mid-control and playing this round slowly. Play the intel game. Play some picks, I do think.
That from the shadows was a bit interesting. Like, you already knew that Tycho was, or at least to play it. Well, I mean, you basically know Tycho was towards B main. If you hear that orb getting... Oh, Hunter Fury, what?
From Arya. The recon arrow from her. It tagged it's showing actually... Oh, Dragon. It does take Dragon to 70. But yeah,
I hate using Hunter's Fury on Jets, to be honest.
Because they keep dashing around.
Yeah, because it's so hard to hit there. But here's the thing, right? If you know how to check like who's basically like if you know that someone's grabbing an ultimate orb, right? You just hold down tab and just wait for one of their numbers to update. You'll confirm which member is actually inside B main at that time. But the push is actually gonna be coming out to A here. Bit of a weird segue though, but Ego, take it away.
Arya, she'll spraying through that smoke, and you know how deadly she is, spraying blindly through smoke and getting kills. Nothing to come for her this time, but 5v5 close one. Shot darts going away both sides. Managed to take her down. In fact, it does nothing. Keyless damage. Already a weapon arrow being pumped out, and that smoke. Bunnings 2 is poised to get picks and just hold down this site for his team. Oh, actually, it doesn't matter because the paranoia was perfect. Dragon goes up high and takes down Bunnings 2. Dragon for 2 now. Beaver jumping, chiming in as well. The picks are going Nebula's way. Firefly is still standing. Finally, Tycho does show himself, but however, the door is closed. There's so much ammunition. Dragon for 3. Jesse cleans up. Clean retake for Nebula. Bazaar. Wow, they fell apart that round.
Well, opened up as soon as Dragon decided to pop the Blade Storm and go for that up drop towards Heaven, and basically just got a free call on a Bunnings. True, that was the operator out. I mean, that operator was so crucial to how that Bazaar wanted to place that post plant, because if he just posted up on that Heaven line, it basically forced him to peek him, and he's generally going to be able to get killed from that line, right? If you're just hitting like very basic shots, you're going to be able to basically confirm a kill from that line there. That really unexpected play coming out from Dragon to secure the round, it's just little individual plays like that are just so good to see, because they can completely turn the round on its head.
Dragon, my gosh. I think the timing absolutely just, it worked out. Either on purpose or accidentally. Maybe just pure synergy. And now Dragon still going for the B play again. Point blank, this is questionable. This is really a curveball, doesn't matter. He dashes dodge it. Still vicious off Dragon. Bergsy there to make sure he doesn't go unscathed. And Jesse, great kill. That Jet was only exposed for a slight second. Jesse on 3.
Okay.
Down to Pure by himself. Only a Sheriff. Well, more than a Sheriff now. Misses all of his shots. And, wow. That was to be expected. Nebula take the 1 round lead now.
Well, Jesse just got his ultimate from that
Last round
3k,
before the
so
switch.
he's gonna be able to bring that into this last round here. On the flip side, though, we do have the from the Shatters, and we have the run it back available for the side of Bazaar. There, Pure's also one off their ultimate. So if I was in the camp of Bazaar, I think the obvious play would just basically be okay, grab the ultimate for the lockdown, right, in B main, and you can generally just bust B off of that, like off the bat, right. You have the Ermin from the Shatters, right, to get into Birdhouse super easily, and you also have the run it back to initiate onto the site. But it looks like they might be going for the strategy that I quite literally just laid out there, instead towards this A site, as I would like to assume here. He grabbed this ultimate. Okay, I mean, my man's just sending it.
Ooh! Dragon, a little bit preoccupied. Didn't actually get the kill though. The instant trade. He wasn't good for much more speed. Trying to get some kills and manages to dismiss out ASAP. At least 1-1. But the clapback by
That's
Hunter's
huge.
Two. So thirsty for the kills. Gets tagged down slightly to 70 HP off of the Hunter's Fury of Jesse. Rolls onto Arya, and now the two players of Bazaar Gaming have to figure out how to plant the spike and win the day. Now, actually, that angle from the Omen, no one realizes it's going to be huge for Kiyu. Gets one, and he knows maybe there's another player down there. It's a crossfire, though. Kiyu for yet another, perhaps. It wasn't meant to be. Rolls, spins around off of the intel, off of his dead teammate. Nebula, they take the first half
Switching
by
sides.
2 rounds
Well,
extra.
Here's the issue with that, right? I mean, that was basically the play that I mentioned, right? Like that's what you're gonna do with the tools available to you, right? It's very like it's not a bad call. It's like really good, but it's like quite obvious at the same time. And the issue that I had with that is the runner back was just burnt before the lockdown even got placed down, right?
Yeah.
So generally, if you're using a Killjoy lockdown to get onto a site, you want to be able to time that properly, so you, like a couple of seconds before it's about to tick and basically freeze everyone. I'm not sure what the exact or disarm them, disable them. I don't know what the exact term is there. You generally do that, so there's like about 3 seconds left in that, and then you start putting onto the site, pushing onto the site, right?
Basically confirm
timing
that
was
there
just
will be no
the timing was
players
just
on
all over
site.
the place there, so they didn't really they couldn't capitalize on that window properly, and it was just a very messy execute. Then Bunnex True getting really, really aggressive without anyone being able to trade them, kind of just it wasn't doing them any favors either.
Well, it came close. There was a world in which Bazaar Gaming, they will come out on top, but this is not that world. Now it's the second half. Nebula. On the attack, Bazaar on the defense, and I do hope the mental state has all cleared up now, because gun-wise and everything, it's all even. Stevens. Bazaar still down by 2. They need to win this pistol round, though, or else a 9-5 scoreline potentially coming in. It's definitely unfavorable.
Well, something I do want to point out is I've spoken about ultimate economy a lot this series, well, from what I've been a part of in the series, right? Because I think it's so influential at how you can set the pace of games. Rules is actually going to be the one taking that ultimate over. I'm not too sure really what the idea behind that is there, but I feel like you've got someone like Dragon, you've got someone like Jesse that could have easily grabbed those orbs as well there. But regardless, the hit is coming out onto A, and it looks like there's already a couple of blows being traded here.
Brooksy will get the one on Dragon. The over-aggression. No one to help him out, really. God, getting the easiest 2-tap of his life. Brooksy. Oh, no. It wasn't worth it. I'm not too sure. Tackle for yet another 3-on-3, though. So at least they have that going for them. Rolls. Taps away one. And again onto Bunnex Two. Down to Arya by herself. Recon arrow is available. The Frenzy. It's not as good as it used to be. This is good game
smart.
sense. Isolates into 1v1. Pulls out the classic 6 bullets, though. Goes for a reload. This is really ballsy. Point blank. Rolls. Clicks. Arya instead with the same gun. Wow, Nebula. That was really close. Bazaar, they definitely had a chance of winning that. Arya. Oh, maybe the reload and the jump wasn't with the best timing.
I mean, that's the play, right?
It was the player.
Yeah, the thing is Arya wanted to try to put a foothold in that round, right? Like, they wanted to make sure that they secured that round there, and then they wanted to be the one dictating the pace of the rest of that round. There was a lot of time left to work with, though, and it just seems like the timing was really unfortunate outside of, obviously, the shot not being connected, so there's a couple of factors going into that there. But I'm happy to see, like, a lot of initiative come out as well, and it didn't really seem like that they were trying to slow down at any point in the round on the side of Bazaar.
Oh, Fever, I think Silent jumps off. He spots out the turret, actually. And just bullets flying everywhere. Cycle good for 1. Fever fast on the trade. And, oh, wow, look, Bazaar. You're already down to 3 players. I guess against SMGs. It's Berksy just farming. It's a field day for him. All down the Pure by himself. At the most, maybe get the ultimate orb. He could. You know,
Yeah,
at least,
perfect. Beautiful.
Exactly. At least you end the round with something.
I mean...
What's the Italian word for beautiful? Magnifique? Is that it?
No, that's like French or something. Look, I know I am Italian. I don't much Italian, if I'm being quite honest. I learned it in primary school, but like, I've never really had to be one to speak it quite a bit, so it's kind of just like faded from my memory, somewhat. But if I was told it, I'd go like, yes, that's 100% it. It's one of those type things. So, but it's really good to see Pure looking to grab that ultimate orb in the end, considering, okay, 1-on-4 with the ghost, no armor, no util, right? What's a little win I can take away from this round, or what's something I can grab in the end? Ultimate orb being one of them, considering Nebula just left it behind. So that's always something really good, making sure you're trying to grab as many resources as you can. The little things like that coming out from Bazaar just makes me really happy.
I think your free coaching advice, definitely, it's starting to pay dividends. But Bazaar now with the full buy coming to this round, they should be looking to win this round. They don't have much economy in the bank to play. Good shot that does a little bit of damage to Aria. Still sitting backside, taking away. Looks quite aware that Dragon had already drafted onto the site. Nebula looking strong now on the attacking side.
Oh, it's a good position. Really good position from... Oh, yeah, I mean, he's basically just confirmed what position he's at.
Exactly, that's cage.
That cage, yeah, I don't know about that one.
Nebula now 3v4 on the retake. Normal, but Dragon good work with the spray down onto Bunnex to Rolls. However, is there to back him up. Jesse and Rolls, the tag team, by themselves. Only a Spectre and a Vandal. Jesse, ring on it. Arrow, the wolf for a cycle. Rolls, 9 bullets left between 2 players. And that's a 9 headshot. Good for 1. Put up the classic.
No way.
No time to work with. Worlds. Yeah, no way indeed. You were right. You called it. Bazaar Tiger does take it for Bazaar Gaming.
It's not happening. Well, on the side of Nebula, you took away 4 rifles, right? And now that was your bonus round. You took away 4 rifles on your bonus round. That's insane value there. Absolutely insane value. But Cycle now available to, or has access to the run it back, so that can definitely be something that you can definitely use to secure this next upcoming round, right? Pure also one away from the lockdown is something else to keep an eye on there. If there's a potential for a B main push here, right? To potentially grab that orb. I don't think it's going to be coming out because it's always going to be one of those things where it's a bit more of a riskier play unless you have a set strat in mind. But being one off for that lockdown is going to be something that I do want you to keep in mind going into this round.
Well, I personally do want to see it happen because I think that might be their best chance at winning potentially. Nebula, they're just on a roll, and in Bazaar, they don't do anything soon to stop their momentum. This map 3, it will be over real soon. Dragon, I like this. He has confirmed the positioning potentially that Killjoy is still inside the market angle, playing close. And shot that misses, but quite a long shot. Nebula really split up across the map right now, trying to work a few pixels or two. Oh
no!
And catches well with his pants down. Well, there's a lockdown that you were talking about. However,
yeah,
you ain't gonna be able to use it. Whoa! A second clean shot for Dragon.
I just don't know what Pure was doing there. They picked up the alarm bot, and that gave Dragon a window to basically push and capitalize on like no info being mid, right? Oh my god, he's on for the 3k as well. Dragon's just going absolutely insane this round.
I know. First he gets that one kill, and looking for yet another. He had spots out. Cycle and well,
no way.
4 kills for him. The ace Sporting Dragon. Might as well go for it at this point. You're 1 shot away from death, and you have confirmation that there's one player inside the smoke. Q won't get expanded. Won't get close though. Oh, Q sprays through. Take down Dragon. But Rolls did indeed finish the job. Nebula 10-6 now. 3 more, and they will take map 3.
What a magic way to go down there. You're getting shot when your opponent's trying to shoot your teammate, right? As soon as I saw that his teammate was looking to line up in front of him, I was like, okay, look, like, who was that in that situation? Kiyu, right? I knew Kiyu was basically going to be killing one of them, and there was a chance that you get the call out there. But, I mean, Dragon going down there, it's a very anticlimactic way to go down after grabbing that sensational 4K with some insane shots there. But yeah, look, I mean, really good individual play. Oh my god, Bunnex, who just sent it up A main.
Yeah, it's pushed up. Only a classic though, so can't really do much off of it. Now Pure trying to be the bait for his team, and Jesse does check the angle. Aria can't make too much happen out of it. I think Jesse, there you go, just the hunters the arrow, just a good measure. We're also finished the job. Nebula, they are storming the B site, and this is looking to be all Nebula the second half.
I mean, 3v5, right? With 2 classics and a sheriff. I mean, I don't want to be that guy, but I don't really think this is happening. I mean, Dragon's just basically got a free kill lineup. His Drex is going to be able to find one of those rails with one. The dash, okay. Just dashing and then updrafting in the face of Bunnex too? That's just a bit of a disrespectful move right there.
Well, at this point, when you almost aced in the previous round, you lost it. You might want to vent off some anger. Taking yourself down to 3 HP though, it was risky. Got seriously close. I'm glad he could finish the job. Now Nebula, look at this crash. 9 ultimates across the game. It might as well be 10 because Berksy, once he gets a kill, he will have the neural theft. So this could be
if I don't
anything.
see like half of these used, I'm gonna be very disappointed. That's all I'm gonna say. One thing that with ultimates, right, is a lot of people think that you need to basically be using these ultimates perfectly, right, which is so far from the truth, right? You can have a suboptimal ult, but it's always generally gonna have value if you use it in somewhat of a decent way, right?
Right.
So if we see look, at least half of these ultimates should be used in this round. Like that's something like that. It's basically non-negotiable, right? And especially on the side of Bazaar as well, they should be burning all their ultimates basically this round just to try to like swing the momentum back in their favor. And it looks
No
like
ultimates
wait,
are
this
used.
is a fake.
No one's supposed to use them in
Fake.
Dragon. Exactly. He takes me. He's going to push on the side by himself, and it's a 5-player rotation. Already onto A side. Finally, a TP coming through. Dragon on the lurk, and oh my god, he has the idea. I think gets the kill onto Kiyu. That's the smokes for Bazaar, dead and dusted. 6 feet under. He needs the plant coming through. Arya, the Hunter's Fury has prevented the plant. Takes down Jesse actually. So that's one Hunter's Fury out of the equation already. The runner back is available for Tycho. Nebula, they still have a chance of winning this retake. And you can already see Jet just running through attacking spawn, trying to rejoin his team on the A sites. Lockdown is going to make their life so much harder. And look, the timing you were talking about earlier, just the runner back being used just as soon as the lockdown got popped. Not that it really matters though, it gets destroyed instantaneously. Good trade by Arya. And Berksy, he can't do anything. Oh, nobody's got the 10, but Rolls got the hold down the site by himself, Berksy. And Rolls coming in huge. Bunnix too, getting the kills there for Bazaar, but it's not enough! The timer is still ticking away down to Bunnix too by himself. Good shot. If it lands a second. Oh my god, that was ballsy actually by Dragon, and it wasn't worth it. But the timer. Yep, no, Bunnix too definitely that doesn't have it. It was close, but wow, what a hero play by Bun. But 2 seconds, that's too much to ask for.
Dragon and
Match
Berksy, both inside B main, somehow managed to win a 2v3. B site post plan. I actually don't know how they managed to do that entirely.
And the runner back.
No, they were both inside B main for that post plant, and they still managed to win the round.
Yeah.
I actually don't know how that's happened. Because I didn't think that was. I don't know what to say. That's such a. Those circumstances are so unlikely for them to. I mean, for them to be the victors in, right? Like, you're both stuck in B main. Like, that's just insane. Like,
yeah,
that shouldn't be happening.
The only thing I can say is I think Bazaar, after that previous half whiff, their mental state is a little bit worse for the wear, I'll say, in this round. Jesse finally uses the runner back. The Hunter's Fury catches out Rolls. I don't think, actually, Viva was exposed. Good dash away, and Bunnix 2 does survive. Spray balls around everywhere. Still gets the kill on the Fever. Shot dart narrowly dodges it. This is good for him. Still 4v4 post plant, but the players of Bazaar are falling one at a time. It's all down to the last player, Arya, by herself on the laptop. Match point, and that was it. And that's all she wrote. Nebula, they take the series 2-0. Last map, 13-6. My god, Crash. This final map, it was seriously, it had its ups and downs, and it was definitely Bazaar. I'll say it again.
I think, unfortunately, a slightly anticlimactic finish there. I think the one thing that set Nebula apart from Bazaar was just the sheer amount of individual plays. I think Dragon, the updraft over Heaven there was just absolutely like a phenomenal play. Like that little individual play to take out Bunnix through holding that Heaven line with the operator was just such good instincts, right?
Yeah.
That basically just secured them that round. That was really good to see. So little individual plays coming out from Nebula, I think, was something that really got them over the line. And then obviously, I mean, having a really, really good attacking half is something that like we can't really overlook there as well. The fact that they were able to get onto the site basically every single round, and they only lost one of their attacking side rounds purely from a defuse, and I think that came down to a 1v1 anyway. So, I mean, Nebula knows what they're good at, right? And the good thing at least is Bazaar knows what they need to work on going into the next time they play a ton.
They absolutely do, because well, one thing then you work with at the very least that we can both agree on is their timing, and as well as never to do that round again. And you know which round I'm talking about.
Yes, I do. Yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like, if you really want to practice some sort of an execute, you can quite literally just run into a custom, right? You run into a custom, give yourself the conditions that you think would be needed to be able to run that set play, and then just run it to make sure you get that timing down packed. So when you go into those officials, right, you're gonna have that timing down packed. You're gonna be confident with the strategy.
Well, actually, one thing right now, as you may know, how I always like to do things, I will be bringing the team captain for Nebula for a quick interview. That will be Jesse. He just added me, and so I'll add him to the chat right
So does
now.
this mean I get to do some interviewing as well?
Yeah, go for it, man.
Ooh.
You take the lead on the first question.
Yeah, we'll give it a shot. How we
Hello,
doing?
hello, Jesse.
Hello, I'm doing good. Thank you for asking.
All right. Well, digital, you want to take it away? Or you want me to lead?
No, you start with the first question.
All right, so look, right. Okay, so I only saw Bind and Ascent, right? I wasn't here for the first map, but I want to know what you were thinking in Bind, right? I know this is something I want to talk about real quick because I saw one round in particular, right, where you decided that you wanted to get that ultimate towards B-Long, right, on your defensive
Right,
side.
yeah.
So was that look? I want to pick at your comms a little bit, right? Because I noticed that Fever was in a position a couple of rounds ago where he could have grabbed that orb for himself to have a run it back going into a retake situation, but it just didn't seem like
Sure.
that call was there. Was that something where you think you have a bit more of a voice in the team where you kind of like are more vocal about those types of plays? Because I'm quite interested to see how you guys operate as a team.
Well, in that round when I grabbed the orb, I was just like, screw it. I want the orb, so I'm gonna grab the orb. I'm not sure how Favar thinks, but if he wants the orb, there's nothing stopping him from grabbing the orb. He just probably didn't want the orb.
No,
It's
this
that
I'm talking
simple.
about like from a round before that. I'm just curious because I think Ultimate Economy is like something you guys are doing quite well though, and I'm just curious at the little
Right, yeah, we
intricacies.
definitely do try to play towards the orbs though, so it is something that we try to
Right.
control. But the players themselves, yeah, if it's
Okay.
a good opportunity, you just do it. And that's how we play.
Well, one thing I want to take away from that, actually, I heard you mention Fevar's name. I always called him Fevar this whole time, and now you tell me it's called
So it's Favar.
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 Right.
Oh,
Okay. Look.
okay. Now
Yeah.
we know.
We're
Everyone
both
knows now.
both of them is a mistake on both Allens there.
Well, actually, Jesse, first off, I want to say no. Congratulations, you win the series 13-6 for last map, 2-1. Wow,
Thank you.
it was a bit of a slow start, I think, for map 2 for Nebula. Would Haven be considered your weakest map, if you want to talk about it?
Haven, the one we won? Haven was 13-4.
Wait, Haven, that was map 1. Oh, Bind. Would
For
Bind be
Bind.
considered your weak
Uh,
map?
no, I don't think we're weak on Bind. I just think there's I don't know, we just, sometimes you don't perform and sometimes, I don't know, anything can happen in Valorant and we did play it super poorly. And there was a lot of stuff that we should be doing, but we didn't. So Bind was just kind of like one of those maps that's like, oh, you know what? It's too confusing. We'll just try to aim and it didn't really work out in the end.
So you guys just tried to go as far as you could using pure aim and just get the map over and done with. Go for map 3 Ascent.
It was more like we were trying to win, but it wasn't. We weren't too strict with how we were trying to approach it. We just, at the end of the day, like we wanted to just play how we felt comfortable with, and so the players themselves were just, you know, free calling and just doing what they felt comfortable with. And it was unfortunate that we didn't win, but
yeah, it didn't work out towards the end. But you did take the series, so that is
yes,
a bright
that's
side.
good.
But one MVP though for the series, who would it be on your team?
MVP.
Yeah.
I would have to say it's Rels for that amazing comeback. He was crapping the bed early on Ascent, but
Yep.
he brought it back in the end and got some crucial frags.
Yeah.
Did his job really well, and I would say he'd have to be the MVP. For me.
Now, slightly dialing back to Crash's first point earlier, who actually does most of the shot calling for Nebula right now?
Right now, that would be me, since we did lose one of our old players. The IGL left the team, so the in-game calling responsibility has fallen onto me.
Well, I hope the weight of your duties aren't too heavy to bring you down. But from what I've seen today, they haven't done anything. So seriously, I wish Nebula the best of luck further on in the LPL evolution ladder. And you guys, I do think, are trying to play for the Oceanic Tour for the future qualifiers. Yes.
Yes, that is correct. We are trying our best for that.
You're trying your best indeed with your new lineup. I understand that things may be a little bit unfamiliar, but I do hope to see growth coming out from these 5 players. Well, man, that's all from me tonight. Any last words from you, Crash?
Look, I'm just happy to see this new Nebula roster that you guys have assembled after losing Panda and Nice Hack. But it looks like there's a good future coming out for you guys. Just good, like a lot of signs of life I'm seeing, right? So I'm quite optimistic to see you guys going into the stage 2 of VOT.
Thank you.
And of course, you, Jesse, thank you for coming. Captain of Team Nebula, any closing words, any shout outs you want to give out?
Shout out to my boy Caesar. That's all. Thank you.
Caesar. Okay, fair enough then.
Yes.
Caesar the ape, maybe from I don't know. Well, point is, thank you, Jesse, for coming. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Well, Crash, you heard the man, team captain Jesse of
Mhm.
Nebula, and well, I guess we both can agree they have pretty decent future prospects with their team. Now, any thoughts on Berserker? You know what? Let's just not go into that. I'm sure they don't want to hear about it after that final map. But yeah, well, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. It's this, of course, you can always you always know who I am, DigitalQF on Twitter, DigitalQF, and of course your favorite observer OC, Crash OBS on Twitter now. He's changed the handle, thankfully, and
Yeah.
this is his first time actually doing color analysis on the stream with me while casting, and we do hope to bring some more of this into the future because it's definitely fun, I think.
Yeah, look, I had a bit of fun doing this, right?
Mm.
Obviously, this isn't going to be a permanent stay at the old Digital QF residence Twitch channel, right? But look, right, I'm happy to do this for a bit of fun here and there. I really like talking about the game. If anyone needs help, by the way, as stated before, my Twitter was plugged. Just DM me there. You know, I'm happy to talk about the game with you guys. Gives you some insights. Look, I'm a bit of an open book, so I'm very approachable as well. But
Coaching
I'm
advice.
happy to come on and just talk about Valorant. It's a fun game. Watching some fun teams play is also a bonus. So there you go.
Well, guys, you heard the man, and that's all from us tonight. Once again, do give us a follow, and once again, I'll plug my new sub emote actually from at Veegal, Veegal. She has immortalized my cute little doggy as an emoji. I'll post in the chat right now, and I will be working on improving some more, perhaps, viewer rewards features, but that is to be decided in the future. Once again, everyone, thank you for tuning in. Hope you all enjoyed the show, and it's time for a raid.